is trying to groom our children and bring them into that wisdom of the fallen that we've been talking about. I don't like giving them any glory. Their day is coming. We know who wins. But we need to be vigilant about this stuff. Keep your kids away from artificial intelligence.
It's
Finally,
evil.
my brethren,
It's
be
evil.
strong in the Lord and in the power of his might.
Good
Amen.
God. Yeah, but that wasn't even the whole clip. It usually says
Ancient times, people used
because
metal
the
coins
wiles,
for money
the
instead of
wiles
paper.
of the devil.
And coins made
Something
sense
about
because a coin
only
contained
you
precious
will
metal.
escape the wiles of the devil. That's what it usually says. So, all right, and then we had all right. So we do that. We get rid of that one, and then this is what he was saying. Oh my God. Oh, no. Really, Singe, we're gonna get into this? Okay, we're gonna get into it. Singe wanted to talk about this, not me.
Hey guys, this is just a short video in which I wanted to show off a neat technology that myself and a few other people within the subjective effect documentation community have been working on as a side project for over a year now. So in the latest iteration of our endeavor to formally replicate and classify the psychedelic experience, we were inspired by the large number of projects that had trained generative adversarial networks on large pre-existing datasets of similarly styled images in order to automatically generate an essentially infinite number of new and relevant outputs. Some specific examples of these include projects that generate human faces, cats, My Little Ponies, waifus, personas, pottery, anime, and many more. We hypothesized that by using the same method on a large enough dataset of psychedelic-inspired visionary artwork, this technology would allow us to automate the generation of psychedelic artwork, and hopefully therefore accurate approximations of psychedelic visuals and hallucinations. In early 2021, we began training a StyleGAN 2 model on a custom dataset of around 4,000 examples of psychedelic artwork that I personally scoured from across the internet by tracking down every possible visionary artist that I could, and meticulously curating any artwork that they had created.
As Floridians, we know.
So, Singe, what is this? What is this about? What is going on here? Hey, you saying this is DM? Is this AI generated artwork?
Hold on. They use images from artists who have taken psychedelics and reproduced in art, and they made a huge data bank of that type of art, and using the same technology from the AI that gathers the data for like all those images with faces and My Little Ponies and vases.
So let me ask you a question. So did they find? Did they find that the people see? Yeah. Go ahead.
The DMT chip, which I've never done. So
but do they find that people see the same things though? Anyway. Do they find that people see the same things?
I don't know.
The same type of.
I've not studied it that much.
For the longest time, it was just sort of outputting pretty neat looking psychedelic patterns like the ones you can see here, but it wasn't really where we wanted it to be. So we kept fiddling around with the model, expanding the dataset and training it over time, but it didn't really seem to be going anywhere. Eventually, however, the model must have had some sort of breakthrough as it suddenly started outputting not just greatly improved psychedelic geometry, but also these psychedelic faces that you can see here, with about 1 in every 30 outputs being a psychedelic face and the rest just being abstract psychedelic geometry.
That's weird.
The entity faces definitely looked interesting as is, but once we wrote a few lines of code to start applying symmetry to these faces, they suddenly became mind-blowingly accurate with images that very closely resemble high-level hallucinatory entities experienced under the influence of substances such as DMT or ayahuasca, probably more accurately than any other medium or creative project out there. This is just the first generation of the project, and in the future I think this neural network is only going to improve as we train it further.
Really interesting.
During the creation of this model, StyleGAN 3 was released, and we haven't even begun to train that on our dataset yet. So yeah, that's about it really. I think this project is an extremely successful proof
Here's
of
some
concept
comments in
that
the chat
AI
about
will
this.
definitely play a large role in the future of the field of hallucinogenic replications and formalized subjective effect documentation in general. I'm not entirely sure how to finish this video, so I think I'll just show a best of compilation of all the entity faces that we generated as edited by Stingray Z, the world's best psychedelic replicator. If you want to join our community, feel free to hit me up on Discord at Josiekins #1066, and I'll leave a link to my Patreon and such in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and
that would be a crazy community to be part of. You want to be part of that community, Singe? Let's join.
I'll see you next time during either a video documentation of ego death or perhaps a review series on
I do
altered
not
states of
want to be
consciousness
part of that
ontologies.
community.
Bye.
It looks cool, but I'm not. It's not my cup of tea.
Now, could I show some like fuckers, and you tell me you don't want to be part of that community? And how about I show some ballerinas, and then you tell me you don't want to be part of that community? Yes,
Did you
we
see
can
how
we can
when
look
you
at things and not have to be
like
part of
the
their.
light-
No, I'm
No.
saying I wouldn't want to. All right. Let me be more specific. I wouldn't want to take this stuff. I would not want to be on this type of high.
No, neither would I. And now you don't have to, thanks to them. Look at that. But also, wait, put pause again, or you can
Yeah,
it
go ahead.
doesn't matter.
Go ahead.
You can keep. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Go ahead.
They look like demons, so that was why I was like, oh, okay. We were talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
first.
yeah.
The one before that.
But I'm saying,
was
I mean, if
talking
this
about
stuff,
how-
if this stuff DMT makes you see like this, I'm straight. I do not want it.
Yeah, I don't
Oh.
need any.
So the one before that was talking about how the kid was
Yeah.
talking to it,
Yeah.
and it was talking about how it was Nephilim.
Mhm.
So
Right.
that's the connection to this video.
All right.
And
All right.
so next, I have one more, but it's more
Well,
just
that
backtrack to the
question's your
beginning.
research.
No, it's cool. What do you got?
It's just,
We'll get through it and then we'll go back to the other one.
it's just
and
more
we'll
of
get
the
out here.
basic real things, like it's inventing stuff with the help of humans, but there is supposedly some
You got it
without
ready?
the help of humans.
You got it ready?
Like the materials one. No, I've been searching. So that's
Did
the
you
last
send it
one
to?
I have.
Did you send it to me
So
on the
if you
phone?
guys can find some videos
Did you
on
send?
it or
Did
something,
you send it to me on the
that would be
phone?
Great help because I have 20.
Well,
No.
I'm gonna go. I'm
I've-
probably gonna go back to this Singe because I was interested in this, so I'm gonna keep it going. But it's all good. We covered it, man. It's all good.
That was cool.
Okay.
It was like
Yeah.
the lightest stuff in the beginning.
Yeah.
That was morphine.
Yeah.
Was that through the AI or vibrations?
That was AI.
Oh,
AI
yeah,
made
that's
it.
right. That
made it
was-
like-
I'll bring up other stuff after
AI
this.
generated.
They do
AI
it, yeah.
generated video.
Right all the way around, maintaining your east or west direction, and then end up right back where you started from.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you walked around your neighborhood, does that make your neighborhood a sphere? No, you're just walking around it. If the center of your neighborhood was the North Pole,
Hey, how you doing,
your-
Sandy?
the
You
compass
got a
would
neighbor sphere. We're in the neighbor
point to the
sphere.
north.
Right. No, it makes sense. But what compass are you talking about? Any compass will
Hi.
do this?
How you
Any
doing?
compass. A compass points a
Hi,
magnetic.
Sandy.
Hi.
How's it going?
Hello. Hey, how's it
Welcome
going?
aboard.
Hey, Sandy, how you
Welcome,
doing?
welcome.
Hi, guys. I can't even see the stream yet.
It's Johnny from San Diego.
Hey, John. Hi, Singe Man. Hi, Ray. Hi, Mr.
Hi.
Cooper.
Yippee
Is that
skippy.
Andy? Hi, Andy.
Andy.
Yep.
Nice.
Didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's all right.
A compass points
Points
towards
north.
the
We're not
magnetic
really,
force coming out of our north.
We're
If
not
you got
really
it,
doing anything too serious. We're just kind of watching some stuff. I saw this. All right. So this was Roseanne. You know Roseanne, Sandy, right? The
Yeah, I've seen
comedian.
this episode. Yep.
You seen it? It was new though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I see them when
Like
she
a
posts.
week or two ago.
Table, get
oh, you're subscribed to her.
Yep.
Yeah, this was a good one, right? I thought it was pretty good. He did a good job.
like a nice
did.
strong
We got
neodymium magnet,
Andy and
put it on the
Sandy,
table,
all we
draw a
need
big
is
circle
Randy.
around it, and put a compass near it. That's going to take
Mojo.
over. It's going to be stronger than the magnetic pole, and your compass will point towards that. And try to push that compass west. You're going to have to keep turning to
So-
maintain a west heading, because if you go straight,
You know, this is really brave what he does because people, normal people look at us like we're batshit crazy. We're
And
conspiracy
dangerous.
theorists. We're paranoid. You know what I mean? Like,
We're
of
not
course we think,
high-minded.
the globe is flat because we're paranoid and we're conspiracy theorists and don't even
Yeah.
listen to us. So
Problem
for him,
is we've been right about 99% of the time.
well, it's provable, testable, observable, repeatable.
You're going to be going
100,
away
yeah.
from that magnet, and the north will be that way, and the
because it's
south.
on a different plane. It makes
Yeah, you're
makes
just
sense.
going to go. You're just going to go straight.
But I'd like to spend before we get into why are they doing it. I'd like to spend more time in your research because I find this
Sure.
because I just to be clear, I think you're probably a little bit more open minded than I am. I'm like you were when you started. I don't believe in flat Earth. We had Eddie Bravo on.
Yep.
I love Eddie. It was a great episode. But he's the one that gave me your number. We've been trying to book this for a long time. But I think flat Earth is absolutely crazy. So I
See?
would
There
like.
you go. We're
I
crazy.
have a bunch of questions. I know you've gone
I think
on a lot.
most people do.
No, most people think it's crazy. So I would like
Yeah,
you to
most
actually
people.
convince me as a crazy skeptic with
Sure.
with some real info because most people watching.
But I
assume,
mean, this whole thing
are
about
like-
Antarctica is so intriguing to me because I know about Project High Jump and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah. So
I know it's like we're not supposed to know about Antarctica.
Admiral Byrd did Project High Jump, the high land that's containing our waters, and in the 1940s and 50s, and he said he found more land bigger than the United States on the other side of the South Pole. Well, that would be, from where he went from, that would be like near Australia or Africa. You think they would notice a continent the size of the United States? And he said there's also warmer lands there, which doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
And then he announced that on a national news show, and 6 months later he died suddenly in his sleep
Right.
somehow.
Yeah, all right. Let's
So,
get into that a little bit.
When you say most,
Yeah. All right. Sure enough. So, the flat earthers, they They use Admiral Byrd's thing. It means flat Earth, right? High jump and all that. But there was a lot to it. Check this out.
What is the Antarctica? A strange land? What does it really represent to us? An unexplored area, even to this day? Or could it be a portal? A portal to another world? An inner world? In today's
There you go.
exploration, we'll explore the inner world.
So-
Admiral Byrd's story.
So he explained that it goes in, like, what is it called? Crater Earth? Crater Earth. So
Yeah.
there's flat Earth, there's crater Earth. There's all these different theories on what the Earth is. It's not just flat or a globe. They also have this crater theory, and that's what this is. And Admiral Byrd was said to be a crater Earther. Not a flat Earther, a crater Earther. But either way, he knew it wasn't a globe. I think he was a flat Earther, too, because he was, high jump and shit. But
Yeah.
they know something that we don't know.
That's for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Antarctica really a gateway? What kind of gateway, if it is? A physical gateway to another realm? An internal gateway to an inner world? Or is it a gateway through a dimension?
What if it's a gateway to a dimension?
Richard Evelyn Byrd, Rear Admiral in the United States Navy. A hero.
The funny thing is, Richard Evelyn Byrd, Singeman went to high school with him. This guy was in Singeman's 10th sophomore year.
An Antarctic explorer and a pioneering aviator. What is it about Richard E. Byrd that inspires us? What did he really achieve in his life? In Operation High Jump the Saga, we looked at all the different aspects of it, and we looked at the official accounts. Yet Richard E. Byrd continues as an amazing hero. Seen here in his impeccable tie under his flight suit, he managed to cultivate a heroic personality around himself. First through his aviation exploits of reaching the North Pole, and then his explorations of Antarctica, which dominated the remnants of his career. In fact, it was his successful exploration of Antarctica in the the late 1920s, that facilitated his promotion to Rear Admiral, the youngest admiral at 41 in the history of the United States Navy. His ship that he conducted this exploration in was even featured in the Chicago World's Fair, A Century of Progress.
Nice.
How was it Admiral Byrd was able to achieve all these incredible feats? He even had a ticker tape parade. Admiral Byrd was well-traveled, and he had many friends with powerful, influential individuals, such as the Rockefellers, the Fords, and he was ingratiated with the command of the United States Navy. Not just anyone gets a ticker tape parade. And keep in mind, this was a ticker tape parade in the early 1930s. I mean, just think on it. The Great Depression's happened. You see your friend about to jump out the window and you say, "Don't go jump out that window. Admiral Byrd's coming through. There's a ticker tape parade. If we're lucky, we might get to see him in person for an entire minute. We might be really lucky and he'll look our way when he's giving his speech or he's driving by in his car." Consider this, a full ticker tape parade for an Antarctic explorer at a time when the nation was facing its Great Depression. Yet it didn't stop people from turning out in mass droves to support Admiral Byrd in numerous cities, including New York City. This wasn't the victory parade of World War II or World War I. This was an individual who had achieved an exploration's goal. Byrd and his men acclaimed by city, wildly cheered in Broadway parade. Walker bestows medals of merit. Admiral Byrd was a hero. He even called it a hero business. Even the Beatles didn't get a ticker tape parade, aside from the faux one that they did in this picture. Now, they may have received a ticker tape parade, but there were a lot of controversies about the Beatles, especially when John Lennon had the temerity to suggest that the Beatles were more popular than Jesus Christ. This didn't go over too well, and there were many people who burned the Beatles in effigy and said that they were outside the line in what John Lennon had proclaimed. Of course, John Lennon didn't have the temerity to say that the Beatles were more popular than Richard E. Byrd. He wasn't crazy. That would have sent him back to the United Kingdom in many different boxes, without a doubt. You don't badmouth Richard E. Byrd. These explorers are very famous people. Look at Captain James Cook. During the Revolutionary War, there was an order for American forces not to attack him. He was a British explorer. He bears a striking resemblance to actor Julian Glover, a.k.a. General Veers from Empire Strikes Back. I'm sure it's a coincidence. Back to Richard E. Byrd, 1888 to 1957, and when he passed away, you see that he has a very modest standard issue U.S. military headstone. But what's the real story behind Richard E. Byrd?
Here we go.
How is he able to parlay his experiences in such success?
Yes.
We looked at...
What's up?
Is that metal supposed to be upside down like that?
I don't know. I've seen this metal, and it was like always like that. I seen one like that. It's a World War II thing, I thought, but maybe not because it says Medal of Honor. But I seen it for World War II. But the one that I saw looked like this, but in the middle it had well, it's like a Satan. It's like it had like a.
Yeah.
It was like a satanic thing in the middle.
It's an upside down star. That's why I'm.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah, I don't
Look at
remember.
the year. Oh, sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay. You're right. 88.
1888.
Some buildings I've seen before, like there was in this old town Aurora, there was a building that said I-888.
Yeah.
And then they remodeled it and they made it say 1888.
Did you get it on video, a picture of it?
I did. It was a long time ago, though. I don't know if I can.
Oh, you don't know
find
if you have it?
No, I don't know.
That would those are good when you can prove it.
At it in Operation High Jump, the saga. And now we're going to look at what his achievements were. In recapping our conclusions from the High Jump mission, we theorized 3 objectives. Search and destroy for Wehrmacht remnants, the remnants of the Nazi Germany military, which we discounted because they certainly would have fought in Germany and not gone to the Antarctica. Goal 2, establish sovereign claim for the United States for resource exploitation.
No problem.
Yet this didn't make a lot of sense because in all the...
What's up, Super?
Thanks. I didn't want to interrupt the stream, but Sandy, the links that you sent me, the first one for the Chrysler building says I don't have the permission to view it. The other one's queued up.
I'll fix it.
Go ahead, Ray. Thanks.
Okay.
The footage and in all the accounts we see, there seem to be no provisions for even exploring for resources. Did they have the ability to detect for uranium, oil, and coal that they said was available in vast quantities in the Antarctica? So how would they know those resources were there? And then the final goal, which we believe is the most likely, search for access points to uncharted lands, inner or outer world, and evaluate a threat from those lands and their accessibility. We also refer to the Philadelphia experiment, a means to access different dimensions. However, these were all theories. We're going to look into it in more depth, though. Going back to the facts at the end of the last exploration concerning Operation High Jump, we recall that there were a vast number of unaccounted for U.S. military personnel from World War II, over 70,000. This is a very surprising fact because the United States decisively won World War II, to the point that it effectively occupied both opponent nations in Germany and Japan, and in all the lands that they fought on. So how could there be so many unaccounted for personnel? Furthermore, when we look at the World War II casualties, we see that the Axis military had a near 2-to-1 casualty advantage, and there was a vast advantage to the Axis in civilians killed. Now, of course, we'll justify this by saying that the Axis were dirty cheaters, or most of those casualties were sustained by the Soviet Union and China. None of the Western nations, the United States or the European nations, sustained such great casualties amongst their military and civilians. Yet, it's still bizarre and it's baffling at the same time. Looking at the United States Navy from World War II, we recall that Admiral Byrd had a sailing ship when he went down to his first exploration of the Antarctic in the late 1920s, and a couple planes that were attached to it. However, he would upgrade his assets considerably when he went in Operation High Jump, as he had an Essex-class United States aircraft carrier as his flagship. We refer to the Essex class because it was the most powerful and widely available U.S. aircraft carrier at the time. 24 were constructed for World War II, and it was a very effective and successful design. No other capital ship has ever been constructed in such number. And it was very survivable, too. This is the USS Franklin, an aircraft carrier that had taken direct bomb attacks while it was supporting operations in the Battle of Okinawa and was only 50 miles off of Japan.
Dude, he's taking all these warships down there.
It took several bomb attacks while it had fully armed aircraft on the deck and below the deck. These explosions killed over 700 sailors. The ship suffered many casualties, and yet it did not sink. Despite this horrific damage, it was able to return for emergency repairs and made it back to the United States to be refitted. No Essex carrier was ever sunk. Wow. Bottom line up front, these ships were very survivable and durable. Now, why do we make such a big deal about the Essex-class carrier? Because there was an Essex-class carrier available to Admiral Byrd as his flagship, the USS Philippine Sea. And finally, there were many Essex-class carriers available at the end of the war. And here, looking at the U.S. Navy active strength, we see that they went from 6,700 ships at the end of World War II to 1,240 ships by 1946, and by 1947 a further decrease of 842. We also look at the United States Marine Corps strength, up at 474,000 at the end of World War II, and down to 155,000 by 1946, and a further reduction by 1947. Why was there this phase delay, though, in the reductions, according to the official numbers in both ships and personnel available? We look at the roster of all the Essex-class carriers, and we find that all of them were not decommissioned until 1947. Interestingly enough, since Operation High Jump occurred from late 1946 to the first 2 months of 1947. In other words, every single one of these Essex carriers that were commissioned could have served in Operation High Jump in some way, shape, or form, or they could have acted as a reserve. Why were these ships left activated when the United States seemed to be in a great hurry to quickly demobilize its military after World War II? In the words of President Truman, they needed to go off the war footing and establish a peacetime economy. Even though it had been the war economy that had dragged the United States out of the Great Depression officially, they seemed to be in a hurry to demobilize the military. Yet all of these Essex carriers could have served in other task forces under Admiral Byrd in Operation High Jump, and we did establish that Admiral Byrd was very clearly the officer in charge, even though there was another admiral in charge of the supporting task force. We realized there could have been other task forces available. We only have the official account in terms of what men, materials, ships were available for Operation High Jump. But there could have been many more, given the fact that there was still a large number of U.S. military personnel that were not demobilized after World War II until 1947. We also consider the story of James Forrestal, the United States Secretary of the Navy and the first Secretary of Defense. He was an effective Secretary of Defense, and he saw what he believed was corruption and poor decisions in the Truman administration, so much so that he decided to support Truman's opponent Dewey, and promised to support him and serve as Secretary of Defense if Dewey defeated Truman. And while it looked like Dewey had defeated Truman in the election, the opposite had occurred, and Truman won the election. Unfortunately, it was the end of James Forrestal's political career, and ultimately his life.
I love the history
as according to the
lesson.
official account, he committed suicide. There are many accounts of what the United States Navy did during World War II, including the Philadelphia experiment, which was simply a rumor, although the individual that relayed the story had recanted their account, and then they recanted the recant of their account,
Yeah, the
and then they
Philadelphia
recanted the recant of the
experience is
recant.
So, like, that's when, like, people got, like, melded, allegedly, like, melded to the boat, because they, like, I don't know, they tried to, like, shift realities or something.
Of the account. Does that get a little confusing? I keep flip-flopping back and forth. Is that simply to bring about confusion, or does that seem like someone who's bowing to personal pressure, as in this was a story they were not supposed to share? The USS Eldridge, which supposedly was rendered invisible, and yet there was a horrifying mistake in the experiment which caused many sailors to lose their lives. We look at the Antarctic region, and we see how it looks today, with many bases from many different nations.
Let's see, South Atlantic, British claim, Argentine claim. What is this? Oh, so what? The British have this part of it claimed. This is allegedly Antarctica? Is that what it's supposed to be? Argentina. Why is it round? Hold on. his ass. Man, he needs to learn how to mute himself.
And
but it's understandable. I mean,
supposedly having
got a lot of
claims that were prior to the Antarctic Treaty of
I can't
1959.
hold it against him.
We see all the different bases across the Antarctic. Of course, we don't really know exactly what the Antarctica really looks like. The map and the ability to actually look at it is classified. Yes, we have an idea of what its supposed general
All right,
outer
so-
shape is, and we can see where the bases are.
We like to jump around. We'll get back to this. Here's Jody Rose. With no more further ado, Mr. Jody Rose. Mr. Jody Rose.
My previous company was D-Wave. I'll just show you a couple things. We built what are still the world's only quantum computers that you can buy. So D-Wave builds quantum computers. The way that they work, if you know how this works, is one of the interpretations is that you tap into these parallel universes and they do computations. One of the guys who talks about this is Elon, who says things like this, like, when you do this, beware. Because you think, just like the guy in the stories, that when you do this, you're going to put that little guy in a pentagram, and you're going to have your holy water out, and you're going to wave it at the thing, and by God, it's going to do exactly what you say, and not one thing more. But it never works out that way. So this is an attitude that some are having, this emerging alarmism about the way this is going to go.
When he says it's like you think you're gonna have your holy water and the demon's gonna come out and you can control it, but it doesn't work that way. It sounds like he knows from like experience. It sounds like he's seen these evil things and he tried to hold them away with holy water and it didn't work.
But these words, demons,
He's possessed.
doesn't capture the
When they say
essence
you,
of what's
they mean
happening
me.
here.
Yeah,
What's
it
up?
doesn't sound like that.
Right? I mean, am I crazy?
He had a whole
Or at least you
team of
heard the stories.
top
Am I-
very least.
Am I conspiracizing a little too much?
Yes.
He had a whole team
It's
of
not
tech
good for
people
me.
working on developing this, and they couldn't get anywhere with it. He fired a lot of them, and he hired what? Demonologists. Where do you study? Where do you get a degree in that?
Demonology?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I never looked. I try to stay away from all that evil stuff.
Hogwarts? Maybe?
Chicago.
Chicago. Yeah, probably.
33 people in the chat. Thumb it up. Post, like,
Oh, there
share,
it is.
subscribe, or don't.
I don't know if any of
one
you
more.
are turn of the century weird fiction fans, but there's this guy named H.P.
Oh, no,
Lovecraft, who's a
Hogwarts.
very famous American
Yeah,
weird
He's evil. H.P. Lovecraft, evil.
fiction author.
Hogwarts.
And he esposed a,
What, did you say
a view which is
Hogwarts?
called cosmos.
What, he did something called...
Hogwarts from Harry Potter.
Oh, it has nothing to do with H.P.
Yeah,
Lovecraft.
that's where you can get the
And the essence of cosmicism is cosmic indifference. So what he was saying is basically, yes, there are these massively intelligent entities out there, but they're not good, they're not evil. They just don't give a shit about you even in the
Oh,
slightest.
so, yeah, I don't know. You never seen this before, Jim? You talking about this? Or you talking about something else? All right. Well, what I'm saying is, like, this guy, for those of you who don't know, this is Jody Rose. He did the D-Wave computer, the quantum computer that everybody, people are like, oh, it caused the Mandela effect. I don't know. I don't think so, but... I mean,
My
it could all
nephew
just,
sent me this
it could all
video.
just be fair porn, but this is like a tech conference in Vancouver that he came out at and was saying all this shit. I mean, if you were sitting at a tech conference and, like, these are all educated people allegedly that went to school and, like, nerds and shit. Like, look at his
All
glasses.
brainiac.
Yeah, and he's sitting there talking about demons, and they're just like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're okay with it, and nobody's questioning him, right? Yeah, this guy should be in prison.
The same way that you don't care about an
I would be like, there's some men in white suits to take
Not
you
like,
away.
download me.
Do you need a sedative?
A microscopic shit. What do you think you're going to bring back? Really?
Crazy motherfucker. Look at him. And they call us crazy. Look at him.
Yeah, we're the crazy ones.
is the same way they're not going to care about
But they
you.
love this guy.
And these things that we're summoning into the world now are not demons, they're not evil, but they're more like the Lovecraftian great old ones. There are entities that are not necessarily going to be aligned with what we want.
So they're not evil. They're
Their own
entities that just
agenda.
they're not aligned with what we want.
Think of them
So,
like
but they're
Casper.
okay.
They're like the friendly
It's a-
ghost.
He's like, think of him
Serpent
like
head.
He's like, think of him like the friend you always wanted to have growing
Yes.
up, but you never
So
fit
there's
in with
more
that
than
crowd.
one.
And they're finally accepting you in. And he's like, you know, I used to sit alone in high school by myself. I used to walk home alone. None of the girls wanted to talk to me. I used to get wedgied in the bathroom. And he's like, you know what? I never hung out with the cool kids, so I started making friends with these things. And he's like, since high school, I've invented the quantum computer now, and I'm rich because they taught me how to do it. He's like, look at my hair and my sunglasses. I'm going bald.
But I'm rich.
So this transition
Steinbeiner.
is really, really massively important for our entire species to navigate. And going back to that thing that Sam Harris was saying, nobody is paying attention. This
You know, guys like this get really beautiful wives too. You know what I mean? It's like, how do they do it? It's money.
thing is happening in the background while people bicker about politics and what's going to be in the healthcare plan in the U.S. And underneath it all is this rising tsunami that, if we're not careful, is going to wipe us all out.
he's like, if we're not careful, it's gonna wipe us out. He's like, but you know what? Just go with it. He's like,
yeah. What could go wrong, dude? Go for it.
He's not bald. That's
What,
the
Jordan,
mouth
why
of the
don't
beast.
you just make all the decisions for all of us, okay, pal?
He seems smart enough.
Yeah, we might as well trust him.
Was it Sandy's? Sandy's
He looks like
here?
he can pack on some donuts.
All right, let's do it.
I'm here.
All right, hold on a second. Before you go, we got to make it official. All right.
That dude was the mouth of Satan.
Three fingers. What up? What up?
You're on, Sandy.
Yeah. I'm
Hit your
sorry.
fingers.
I'll shut up now.
Thanks for getting me out of jail.
Hi, Sandy.
I have a problem with you. Six fingers.
You're muted. She's muted.
Shoot, I've been talking. Thank you.
No.
Some of the people in the chat have seen this, but I really wanted people to see this because I'm very upset by this. So we're talking about the Chrysler Building in New York. Can you go on the next slide,
Me?
please?
Maybe. Oh, you know what? I gotta go do tricky stuff.
Oh, you mean
Oh,
tricky stuff to go
great.
to get a slide going?
No, 'cause
Really?
I'm watching the StreamYard like I'm a guest, and I got busy. I got work to do. So here we go. I'm
There
working.
you go. So question one, the triangles at the top in your past, were they metal decoration or windows? What were they in your past?
I don't remember this building. I've seen so many buildings, Sandy. I have no idea.
What city is it in?
New York.
Oh, wait. Hold on. The Chrysler Building in New York is like that big, one of those big buildings that's next to, like the World Trade Center, right?
Yeah, it was a very long steeple.
Okay. Yeah,
Art
up at the
Deco.
top. It's kind of almost like a dome at the top, like rounded.
Yeah, it looks like a rocket ship, kind of.
And what are you asking? What are the windows shaped like?
No, I'm asking if they're windows or metal decorations.
I
Hi,
think-
Rye. I said
I re-
hi to you up at the top.
Those things? I don't
I
remember.
can't show
I
you a
have no
picture.
idea.
If I could show you a picture, when you see a picture,
You want? I can
think
bring
you'll
up a
recognize
picture.
it. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
I won't.
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm not showing a picture.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, though. When you see a picture, you'll understand.
Well, it's gone now, ain't it?
Nope. I know there's people in the chat who've seen this. You got just answer what you originally answered, guys. But if they don't know, we can go on. 'Cause there's another question.
For me,
I
they
think
were
it was
about-
window.
Okay, so question 2. Do you recall? That's a better picture of it, Ray. It's a drawing of it.
Okay. I remember. Yeah, I remember it like that. With
Right,
Windows.
so-
With windows.
You remember the windows?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you recall any statues attached to the building? If yes, what were they? And what material were they made out of?
Stone gargoyle.
All right, let me explain something to you. So the statue thing is a trip to me because, like, all right, so in Boston, there's so many buildings with statues attached to them, right? And I always film them. I have videos of them. I find all kinds of shit at the very, very top of like these huge buildings. Like you wouldn't even think that there's anything up there, and you look, you zoom in or something. You don't even see it sometimes. That's the weird part, Sandy. That's what I want to get at. Sometimes you don't see it because of the sun or something is in your eyes when you're out there. But then when you take the picture or a video and you go home and watch it later, you'll notice it. And you'll be like, oh, shit, that wasn't there, or was it? So I know exactly what you're talking about with these statues on the buildings. I don't know if like they was designed like that or if they're literally popping out of nowhere.
Wait till you see what's coming.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, wait, hold on. Jim from Florida. Anything else besides that?
Reserve judgment.
Yeah, so we can go on. So in my past, that was actually metal, not windows. I believe it was windows for you. But for me, it was metal decoration. It was in the Art Deco style. They weren't windows for me.
I remember windows on that
I
building.
do not.
But do we know if some of them were windows and some of them were decoration? Because it's a big building.
We do
Yeah.
not know.
We do
I
not.
don't.
They're just all windows now.
100%. They're all windows now.
All windows now.
Yes.
Okay. 100.
I thought I remembered them being green.
Thumb it up. Thumb it up.
Being what? Green?
Yeah.
Like patinaed copper or like painted?
Like they were glass, but copperish color. Like patinaed, greenish.
Yeah, that green. Yeah. Okay.
I could believe that.
Next.
I feel you.
Yes. So here's from the inside, which I've never seen before. It's beautiful.
You'll notice here on this left side here, I'll zoom in on it. There's handles to open this section.
Yes, you can open the window.
Sweet.
But this isn't what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at's coming up.
we must all have the worst memories. Like he's like, you may be thinking of the Statue of Liberty's crown. You know, like and none of us remember shit. Like one day we're gonna wake up and like not remember how to brush our own teeth.
It would be helpful though if we had people from New York, because I've never even been to New York. I mean, it's all photographic, secondhand knowledge to begin with for me.
Joyce B. Shout out to Joyce B in the chat. Joyce B is in the chat.
So the main lobby has paintings all over the ceiling, which I never knew about. And the reason why I think this is crazy is because we studied this building. I studied this building.
What
we
is
did
it?
a whole,
What kind of paint? Like a mural?
yeah, like the Sistine Chapel.
Oh.
I had better pictures of it. You don't have to zoom. It's all right.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's a crazy. So what does it take for the an artist to do that? It must take a bunch of artists, right? Do they plan it out, or do they just go up there and freehand it?
Yeah, imagine. You'd have to have it all mapped.
Do they just do they go up there and free ball it, or do they know what they're gonna do? Are they like, okay, this is what you do? Like they measure it with how do they do it?
Do you think they do it standing with their necks crooked back, or do you think they have an apparatus so that they can lay flat on their back?
Apparatus.
I think they
Laying
go up
flat,
there.
right?
I think they go up there and free ball.
AI drew it?
I think they go up there and free ball it left and right, slap some paint here, slap some paint there, and boom, baby, it's done.
I think it's all paint by numbers. AI says put color 17 here.
They lay on their backs. They literally lay on their backs painting this.
Oh,
see, that's just the logical mind I have.
For how long? How long do they lay on their back? Like how long does it
Until
take?
it's done, dude. Until it's done.
Get it done.
Nancy, you can stand back up.
Nancy, pass me that. Thanks.
All right, let's get to the
I'm trying to
good
get
stuff,
Nancy to
Mr.
get me
Super.
something. My TPS
Wait a minute.
reports.
Mr. Super, can we just you and I, don't zoom or nothing.
Hey, Angela, how you doing?
Just look at the painting on the right. Just look at it.
This upper one?
The one on the right bottom. Yeah, like I'm
Right
not
bottom.
seeing what we're going to be looking for. Are you?
Oh,
What are we looking for?
no.
That looks like a big plume of smoke.
I
Looks like-
didn't see it in the line drawing, the very first slide, and I don't see it here either.
I don't either. So let's go on and show them.
Let's
Oh.
go then.
Well,
Get
we still have
everybody-
more
get
pictures
Everybody
of
all
the view.
caught up.
Thumbs up, post, share, like, subscribe. Also post it on Twitter
Yes.
if you
Start
want.
with liking. Thumbs up.
Post it on Facebook.
Like, look at that. Look at that top
I
left.
dare ya.
Man, that ceiling is nuts.
Let me see it.
Okay, so I
I'm
got a
trying
painting
to-
job for you, Ray. What's it going to cost me to have you paint this ceiling?
I don't paint. I've never been much of a painter.
Would
But
you
thanks-
do it for,
but thanks
would you
for
do
the
it for $1 million
opportunity.
dude. We'll give you the paint and feed you.
I like the idea. I mean, how much are you gonna pay me? Is the job
million.
pay? I mean, like for money, I can do anything. Like
That's what I'm
I'm
talking
one of the best painters in the world.
Yeah.
I am the greatest painter ever. Definitely hire me.
You start, but by the
Everything will be fine.
dude.
Oh shit.
You can go on. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. So
Now
Jim
we
from
can-
Florida. Do you remember this, Jim? Because I don't.
I remember that from a movie.
On the building though?
Yeah, it was at the top.
No, this isn't at the top. This is like the 23rd floor.
It was like somewhere where they could get off and get outside. The people went up.
Oh wait, just wait. Okay. So, but it's the outside that has me triggered. I do not remember the statues on multiple floors. What
And they were
appears to be
metal.
Yeah, what appears to be Apollo's hat with wings, eagles, and something that resembles a little troll or man encircling the building. And I don't remember these visible from the ground.
Nope.
So
This
wait.
is- I've never seen this thing before in my life, but it looks weird.
Wait, there's just wait. Go ahead,
What
go ahead,
it looks like
Mr.
tech to me. Oh look! Oh, I've
That's
seen
what
this
it was
picture.
that I remember.
I've seen
That's
this
it.
picture. Yeah, but I've seen it. This is colorized. I've seen it in black and white, bro.
Okay, so I don't remember these being so big that you could see them from the ground. Wait until you see the building. That's where I'm triggered. Because this would have been something everyone saw before. We can go on. We don't have to read it. We can go on.
Yeah, I know
Wow.
this building. Like I know this building, and I don't remember those being. I don't know actually. Like I remember them being windows. Like you can see in them. I don't remember no straight up just pieces of metal. But maybe what if like these ones down here are metal and those ones up top are windows? No.
No, they are. They're windows at the top.
All right.
The point
You know what?
is-
Let's Google. Can we Google Earth this building right now?
Yes, but I don't remember that crown shape, that them sticking out like that. And
Oh,
wait,
that's
let's finish the pictures. So
Yeah,
can see
yeah.
what
You
else
do
you're
your
looking
thing.
at.
I'll get it up on Google Earth. You guys do your thing.
Yeah, you're gonna
Okay,
want
Don't
to.
pay.
there's
Don't
more
pay
to look
attention to
at.
me. Don't pay attention to me.
Oh no, you're
Just mind your
First thing
business.
I see.
Just
Jim,
go
were
on.
they this large in your past? No, that looks more like a dragon, says Jim. Okay. So we can go on to the
this
next
one
picture.
you can see the clearest. I think the
Oh, we got.
second one here because you can see the face on it.
Yeah, I think I have clearer ones too at the bottom. Yeah, see, look, like
Look at this fella.
they are really sticking out. They look like a crown of thorns around the, or like a claw
Yeah.
coming out of the building.
Reminds me of the Statue of Liberty.
Yes, and then the bottom one below has that troll shape on the corner. Can you see it? I don't know what those things are. I cannot find a clear picture of them.
I used to
Oh,
have
these
Google
guys right
Earth
here.
on
Watch
my
this. You can
desktop.
barely
Yeah.
see these two fellas right here on the corners. That's what she's talking about. We can't find a clearer image, but check these little fellers out.
Like a little troll dude or a monk or something human.
Bulky. They're big.
You said it's
very
called
well
the Chrysler Building.
Like
Yeah.
Vikings. Crazy.
All right. Well, whenever you guys are ready, I can bring it up.
We still show these. These look
Yeah, I
like
won't
surveillance
stop it.
cameras in some angles. These are the weird shape you did. Look at these shapes, right? They look like they're surveillance cameras.
I've seen
Pointed
things.
down.
Oh, sorry. I've seen things like
Okay.
this on buildings. And it looks like an eagle or some shit. Like an
Or a
eagle head
phoenix.
to me. A phoenix.
Phoenix.
Apollo.
A giant bird.
What? Apollo.
Yeah,
But,
it's Apollo's hat.
my question is, it's almost Apollo. It's Greek, right? So it almost looks like something that belongs in Athens or something. Like, what is it doing in America?
Exactly.
Go on, please. I'm trying to get to a specific picture. All right, so look at the bottom one. You see how they look like they're surveillance cameras pointed down at the city? I can't.
Kim Ray says it's a Thunderbird. Thunderbird. I think she's right too. The Thunderbird. It's like a Native American thing, right?
No, but that's like a hat with wings. Like it's Apollo's hat with wings. He also had them on his shoes.
Is a Thunderbird just another name for a phoenix?
Don't make me hungry.
Or is that a totally different thing?
They're talking about food.
Sometimes used interchangeably.
They're talking about food. They're making me hungry. They're making me. I'm fat enough. Okay.
Sandy, I asked you before about the count on these things, and I can't remember
Oh
what
my
you
God,
said.
Brian.
There's eight.
Get
Eight
out of
all
here with
around,
your
4
milkshake
per side.
sandwiches.
Mm-hmm. That's
Sandwiches.
correct.
The eagle is like the shape of the continent.
You can
This
go
one?
on.
This one, Andy?
Yeah. See.
Yeah, the
He
eagle. I
just had
thought that was the
breakfast. He's
shape
gonna eat
of.
again.
This,
Am I showing the right one for you? This one here?
I got a pizza from Boston in Florida.
Waiting on you, Andy.
I'm not telling.
Oh,
but it was
yeah,
good.
the one that looks like the bird. That's like, I don't know. That's like a native thing, right?
In the bottom.
Yeah, America,
picture?
North America looks like an eagle. If you look at it from like on certain maps, like the land itself in the water looks like the side view of an eagle.
Okay, can we all look at the claw coming out the top and tell me you remember that? Does anyone remember the claws coming out of the top of the building?
Wait, the claws?
It looks like claws. It looks like a crown of claws at the top of the building.
Like
on the
the
right.
way it's lighting up down there at the bottom and it's like sticking out.
No,
You mean the way that they?
these?
Over here. Yeah.
Oh, those things. No, I don't know. I can't say. I
Clear as
remember
day. No, this building did not have anything sticking out of it like that for me.
They stick
them.
out a
Thomas
long
Morgan
way.
says Apollyon is an angel to the pit.
Which is probably why they're metallic rather than stone, being just how far they hang out over the building.
If they were
Seems
stone,
like some kind of antichrist thing.
if they were stone, they could have been carved from the stone that was cemented in instead of attaching them, which would have made them more stable.
Or they could have been counterbalanced with something large and heavy, like a steel skeleton or something.
Yeah.
But I think that just makes logical sense why they're metallic, to be much lighter than stone.
Maybe it was for some kind of like airships where you could mount and charge like multiple airships to it.
Maybe.
Nice. I got it, Singe, man. After Sandy's, before the next one, after this one, I got something.
This is the
That's
last
what I said.
slide, Ray, so
These are the prototypes, that the design choices that they had, or they settled on the one with the claws sticking out of it. I'm calling them the claws. It looks like a crown of thorns. I don't remember that sticking out of the building. So if they were there, they were much, 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 much smaller, and you didn't notice them because they were so high up. Now they're gigantic, and you can see them from the ground, and it looks ridiculous to me. The building did not have anything sticking out of it that I could see.
Maybe it's
That's
a
it.
5G add-on.
Ray, that was the end of it. If you've got something you wanted to
Yeah,
show.
no,
or-
hold on. Yeah, no, but I want to go look at the Chrysler building real quick. I have
Oh,
it
yeah, yeah.
already. So, all right. So you can take that one down. Let me see, for now, and then I'll leave a screen there so you can still. All right.
I flipped to another share when you're ready.
Yeah,
This
all
is-
right, here
I
we go.
wondered
So
if there
this
was any,
is
like-
this is the I said Chrysler building, New York City. All right, let's see. Here we go.
Looks like an eagle.
I'm gonna drop our little guy in. I want to see if it has windows or what it looks like right now. Cause like I don't know, buildings are weird. They could change it. I doubt they would, but
Is there any like
can I even see
history on the building?
this? Is this it? No, I can't. There's no way. All right, let me try
Looks
to
like
fill
it.
myself up. Yeah, it's it. But let me see
Sandy,
if I
did
can
you
fill
do
myself.
any research to see if those were maybe added somewhere
Oh no, they were part of the original design.
the original construction?
Yes, they were.
But someone else in the chat was just asking, and it
this
made
one.
me think, well, that is a
Let me see
possibility.
if I
Maybe
can
they
get
just
up
wanted to-
there, like right on the building.
Who built it?
I'm on the ground level.
Wow. Look at those corners.
Dude, I know it's a crazy building, huh? Let's see. I can't really get up to the top. So, okay, so that's my response, right? So, like, in pictures you would notice, but like if you were one of these people down here on the street, you can't even see up there. It's so the buildings in New York are so big. I mean, you can't see to
Right,
the top.
but
Look,
do you know how many
look, you can see
times-
this is at night and it's foggy, right? And you
Are
can't
you
even
sharing
look.
it? Ray, I don't see it on my phone.
You? Am I sharing?
He's sharing it.
Okay,
Yes.
maybe it's
Yeah,
maybe
that's
it's
awesome
my phone.
show. It looks good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
what
as I
I'm
was saying,
is
we have
I'm just
seen
playing
this,
devil's
this
advocate.
building in movies so many times.
Look how big that doorway is. Giant doorway. Fucking, it's got that doorway now. Who just came in? Singe Man. Okay. Real quick, I'll just do a perimeter sweep. We got people. This is, dude, where are we? NYC, baby.
Do you think the original architect of that building could fit through that doorway?
It reminds me
I
of
do have pictures of them building the top of it.
We'll be right back.
With scaffolding?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to
This
go back.
building
to
was
the
in
city eventually.
Ghostbusters
Check that out.
Residue.
It says someday.
Whoa, I'm inside. I'm inside the
Could
building.
be.
Look, there's a picture of it on the ceiling. Dude, I'm inside, and there's a picture of it
That's
on the
that
ceiling.
picture that you showed.
Wow,
It's
dude.
the same one? That's the same one? Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
It looked like metal pieces on that one. Oh well. Wowzers. Okay. All right.
Oh, look, there's a reflection of the building.
Oh, okay. I can go by that. I doubt it, but
I doubt it.
It looks like some certain
that's some
body part.
shiny ass shit. The flag is like how the moon flag should look. All right. There's the taxi. Taxi, take me out of here. Okay, let's get out of here. All right. So.
Who do you think built that thing? Really? I mean,
I don't know, but. AI designed this in seconds.
The way that it works is it generates this random body that kind of looks like a sponge, and it evaluates its behavior. It's probably not so good at walking or whatever you want this robot to do. And then, thanks to a little neat mathematical trick, it can kind of see into the future and tell how changes to the body will affect its behavior, make it better or worse. So the AI starts changing the shape of the robot and repositioning muscles within its body so that it becomes better and better at walking.
Wow. Mind blown.
Now anyone can watch evolution in action on their laptop or on their mobile phone. And this, I think, is going to be very helpful for science, because if you think about how can we learn about evolution, we don't have a time machine. We can't travel back in time to see what happened on our planet, to see how life emerged. It's very difficult to do science in these conditions where you really only have a single data point, life on Earth. And it's hard to look into that data point and see what happened over time. Well, now anyone can watch evolution in action, and I'm hoping that this generates new ideas and new hypotheses and leads eventually to new useful technologies.
An open source software titled Pico JK has revealed a radical new electric motor design. Combined with multi-material 3D printing, it features an intertwined stator and coil assembly. But
Whoa.
will this truly be the motor of the future? And has artificial intelligence officially surpassed human engineering? The modern electric motor is composed of several different parts: a fixed stator and a moving part called the rotor. Magnetic flux is created between these two components, and this allows for rotational movement of a motor shaft. Not all the motors are the same, and these components can be made of different materials. But usually we measure the efficiency and the power density of a motor. Efficiency is the ratio between power input and output, where density is the amount of power you can output per volume. It's important to know these two measurements because we can achieve very high efficiency in many different types of motors, with synchronous topping out at 97%. However, when it comes to power density, there is great variation between an induction and a permanent magnet motor. The ideal design is to maintain these high efficiencies, but have something that's really lightweight and be able to carry high power densities. Toshiba superconducting motor is a very good example of this, because it's only a couple feet long, yet it can handle megawatts of power.
This.
It has exponentially more power density than any other motor out there, yet it requires cryogenic cooling, and it highlights the importance of developing superconductors which can work at higher temperatures.
Robots, AI invented it.
So one can consider material science to be the major challenge of electric motors. If you can develop a material which can control eddy current losses, along with having the ability to be custom profiled in 3D printing with a high power density, then you could have something revolutionary and applicable to electric motors. If you want really high power density and efficiency, then you will typically have to use a permanent magnet design. And this is problematic because it is the most expensive component of the motor. Naturally, companies are looking at different kinds of designs, like the induction motor, to get around this problem. The induction motor is inherently cheaper, but there are some problems associated with this kind of design, such as speed control, lower efficiencies at low loads, and poor starting torque. So, an induction motor could make sense for driving pumps or compressors, but there would have to be modifications to make this work for electric vehicles. We initially have seen this with the Tesla Ascent RM, and now we're starting to see magnet-free designs from ZF and Mali. But the induction motor is really appealing when it comes to software design and additive manufacturing. And now we're starting to see 3D printed copper coils.
Oh, okay.
This was indeed a very intriguing development, because laser powder bed 3D printing would be able to build complex shapes, and this can generate some pretty fascinating magnetic fields.
Wow.
It's also very interesting because now algorithmic engineering can custom make the copper coil designs, and this can now be officially fabricated.
So AI is making weird designs that are generating weird magnetic fields? Is that what we're getting at?
There's still the challenge of building the motor core. This component provides structural integrity to all the components. So typically this is made out of an assembly of metal steel laminations. Today's soft magnetic cores may be able to be produced through additive manufacturing. This would allow for more freedom in the geometric design. And in turn, this would be able to offer transversal flux, multi-axial, and even spherical motors. Koenigsegg showed us that you can forego the lamination steel process, and they gave us a weird radial kind of axial flux motor that's a bit of a hybrid. It produces 800 horsepower and weighs 86 pounds. SMCs can have the same potential in the fact that they can offer these 3D magnetic flux paths. The copper coils can then be configured a little bit differently, and you can be provided with a very weird motor design. Leap 71 released the open source software titled Pico GK. Computational engineering can now design electric motor parts.
It looks like one of those things
With the
they put on your
SLM
car when
Solutions
you,
machine, it
don't
can
pay
print
your
a
parking
multi-material powder deposition solution. The rotor and housing are printed from steel, yet the coils are made from 3D printed copper. This was a really big deal because now we're starting to see some of the first customized stator coil assemblies. In the future, we could see soft magnetic composite materials incorporated as well. With multiple lasers, scanners, and drums, the machine can actively select the powder for each layer. Soft magnetic composites will work really good in this process because essentially they are electrically non-conductive. And it also makes it possible to include another material for the cooling channels. The main drawback is that there's conductivity loss with the 3D printed copper coil, and this could be fixed with further heat treating. What we do know is that laser-based powder fusion of metallic
So, game over. AI designs new electric motors. So yeah, this is an AI design.
materials is really suitable to produce complex components, but it may not be economical to produce every electric motor out there. So we definitely know that computational engineering is basically limitless. It's a
computational engineering.
A matter of producing the real object, and thanks to multi-material additive manufacturing, we are starting to see 3D printed motors. And we have to keep reminding ourselves
3D
is that
printed
it's just a
motors.
prototype and it hasn't been really tested. So there's a lot of questions
They haven't tested it yet? Why would they make it and not test it? I don't believe that.
still remaining about whether or not this is going to be the future production technique of
Because
motor
they're just
design.
theoretical at this
But more
point.
They're full of shit.
It's playing mind games. It's just doing everything in its
True
mind.
kings, it gets lonely at the top. You know I don't believe in the globe no more. I don't keep track, I just know the score. I don't talk trash till I'm sure. I write these raps when I'm totally bored. I'm the guy everyone tries to ignore. Style so fresh you try and buy at the store. We can bring them boats back from high on the shore. My flow's so hot that I'm frying the boards. So much money you try to afford. Debunking the globe is a sport. I'm blasphemous. Rapping, I'm a naturalist. Scratch at this, pass that tiff, light a spliff. I don't care how high we is, I'm writing this. Rhyming fast as lightning is, I'm a titan. I will bash you with my giant fist. I'm rapping natural, I will pop you like an aspirin capsule. Blast right past you, everybody's laughing at you. As I sit and bench, press the test of time. None of y'all cowards can touch my rhyme. You can't scuff my shine. You motherfuckers don't know I am loco. Say I won't go to your house for show. Knocking down the door, stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. Since the solar eclipse hit, is making predictions. You pass him that shit, kid, he's taking like 6 hits. I just seen you pull that mask down to take a sip of your drink. Breathing backwards is like trying to take a shit in the sink. What are the kids gonna think? Growing up in a world where individuality isn't a thing. No, I don't believe in the globe no more. I don't keep track, I just know the score. I write these raps when I'm totally bored. I'm the guy everybody tries to ignore. My style's so fresh you try and buy at the store. We can bring the boats back from high in the shore. I'm worth so much money you can try to afford. Debunking the globe is a sport.
Alright, if you guys want to share that and get anyone there? No?
I'm
That was
here.
awesome.
It's pretty good, yeah. I like it. It's coming out good. The album, so the True Kings album,
Me and Rastabear are doing it. I put out a few songs of my own because I just keep on going. I don't stop.
Your voice got a little thin.
All right. True Kings album, 6 tracks are out. It's in the True Kings playlist on my channel. Just so everybody
We have a
knows.
brand new one today.
If you keep track of the playlist as the new songs come out, because it's going to be a whole album. As the songs come out from True Kings, they'll all be on that playlist. So they'll stop popping up if you save the playlist. Yeah, I'll put the link in. All right, you guys go. I'll put the link in for the True Kings playlist for everybody.
All right, guys. So I actually covered this in like 2019 before I did presentations. But yes or no, have you ever heard of a ghost town in Pennsylvania named Centralia? There's something
Ghost
new
town.
to this. Mm-hmm.
I can't say it's something I'm familiar with. No.
Jency's never heard of it. Yeah, we're going to get to that. There's a lot to get to with this. So this isn't a full presentation. I just did a couple slides, and then it's a lot of pictures. So we can go on.
Centralia.
Centralia. Joyce says no. Jency says no. So Centralia is best known for two things. One, being the inspiration for the movie Silent Hill, which I never knew.
Never heard of the movie.
It's a horror movie.
Of course, it's not my type of movie, so I wouldn't have paid any attention, but I've never heard of it.
Yes, I've never seen it, but I've heard of it. And next slide, please. And this is the part that I covered before, that I completely forgot totally about. Like I didn't even realize it was the same thing. And for being on fire, it's an underground coal mine since 1962. So the fire has been burning consistently since 1962.
And I sort of pointed this out to you today, right?
You did, which is weird because I didn't realize it was the same town.
That is weird.
Yeah. This caused the residents to abandon the town, and as of 2020, there were only 5 residents left, making this a near ghost town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's funny you brought this town up, and I said, "Well, is there a town there near you that's had an underground fire like in a coal vein for as long as we can remember?" And you said, "No, I think they're in Canada and all over." I'm like, "In the U.S. somewhere near you, somewhere," and it turned out to be the same place.
The same place. It's so crazy. And I covered it too and forgot all about it.
Wow.
But that's not why. This is why. Oddfellows Cemetery. There's an Oddfellows Cemetery in the middle of this place.
There you go, Ray. That's just for you, brother.
Yep. Just for you. That's it. So here's the only connection I could find in the newspapers. A guy named Benjamin Gulliver from 121 West Center Street, Centralia. And he was a member of the Centralia Methodist Church, which is the church that, like the Oddfellows Cemetery also says Methodist Church on it, and of the Independent Order of Oddfellows Centralia.
Shall I move on?
Yep. So here's an article about a different fire, not the one that's burning since '62. A disastrous fire visits Centralia, and it destroyed the Oddfellows Hall. So they also had a hall there that was destroyed. Now, I have a question to ask you guys that study mud flood stuff. Have you ever heard of this? The Secret Society of, it's not on my screen yet. Molly Maguires? I don't even think Ray's here.
Nope, I never heard of it.
He's on break.
But this is for him.
Oh, yeah, right.
Maybe it has.
Yeah.
It might have something to do with the Masons because it's got two M's.
Yep. I've never heard of Molly Maguires. Anyone in the chat ever hear of the secret society, the Molly Maguires?
I have not.
The top says, many people are left wondering, who were the Oddfellows and why did they have a cemetery in Centralia, Pennsylvania? The Independent Order of Oddfellows actually dates back several hundred years to England. According to one legend, this fraternal order wasn't exclusive to the nobility. Rather, even working class individuals could join. This was considered odd then, and their name was born. The Oddfellows were quite progressive for their time. In fact, it was in 1851 that they became the first national fraternal order to accept both men and women. The Independent Order of Oddfellows had members throughout the whole region of Pennsylvania, including in Centralia. They were known especially for their dedication to community service. And I kind of want to wait for Ray because I want to ask him about the Molly Maguires.
Yeah, let me grab a coffee. We'll give Ray a minute. He's probably doing the same sneaky thing.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Yeah. And while he's getting the coffee, I was in the middle of when I jumped on looking up the Molly Maguires to see what the heck they were. Okay, the Molly Maguires were an Irish 19th century secret society active in Ireland, Liverpool, and parts of the eastern United States, best known for their activism among Irish American and Irish immigrant coal miners in Pennsylvania. I have never heard of this.
I have not either.
There were executions in Pennsylvania. Hold up. It says here, I'm reading a plaque that's in Pennsylvania. On June 21st, 1877, 4 Molly Maguires, an alleged secret society of Irish mine workers, were hanged here. Pinkerton detectives James McParland's testimony led to convictions for violent crimes against the coal industry. Yet the facts of the labor, class, and ethnic conflicts, even the existence of the organization, remain contested. 6 others were hanged on this day at the county jail in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. 10 more were executed in Pennsylvania through 1879.
Wow.
Interesting.
So back in the day, there was some accountability for this nonsense, huh?
Yeah, and this was the Schuylkill County Jail in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Carbon County and Schuylkill County. Carbon County is where the Poconos are.
I'm not a fan of the death penalty, but accountability is a good thing.
The date has since been referred by the state of Pennsylvania as Black Thursday, which I have never heard of.
Closely related to Black Tom, no doubt.
Nah, this is Irish.
I'm just saying, Black Tom, all the stuff we haven't heard about, right?
Oh no, I disappeared. Where did it go? Okay. Let's see. I got a picture of that McParland guy, the Pinkerton detective. I guess I should be taking screenshots of this stuff.
We should probably move on.
He's right back yet.
I don't know. Ray, are you back yet? That's a no.
They were referred to as Mollies. You would think they'd be referred to as Maguires because it's Molly Maguires, but,
right.
But no, they're Mollies. Save the photos. My God. My iPad's crashing. All right, they were given a proper Christian burial. That's good. Oh no, they were denied. They were executed, excommunicated from the Catholic Church, and consequently denied a proper Christian burial.
Noise Guru says, show us your screenshots, Sandy.
I'm taking them. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's going to come up.
I got to add them to the folder so that Mr. Super can share them. Ray, you walked away. This presentation was for you.
Oh, really?
Because
I'm doing a million things over here.
in the middle of
Sorry.
Centralia is an Oddfellow cemetery. And the Order of the Oddfellows, the Independent Order of the Oddfellows, were linked to Centralia. And I wanted to ask you, what's on the screen. Have you ever heard of the Secret Society, the Molly Maguires?
No, I have not.
So I was just explaining that they were active in Liverpool, Ireland, and the Eastern United States, including Centralia. And in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, we were just talking about how people were hanged. They were executed because of being Mollies. That's what they called them. We can go on.
Mollies? That's weird.
Very weird. Never heard of it.
Me either. I never heard of it. But it sounds like that's like the Irish UK arm of the women, maybe? I heard of
No,
the
it was men.
Really?
It was
I heard
coal
of the
miners.
I heard of the Rebeccas, the woman.
You know, these are just coal miners. So this is Centralia. There's like 3 houses left. You can go on, Mr. Super. Here's some pictures. Now, I thought it was fog, but now that I realize the town is on fire, that's smoke. That's why it
Right.
looks so creepy.
Yeah, it creeps up out of the ground out of every little crevice.
Yep. And that's
Hangs
just
like
weird.
a fog.
See the driveway going to nowhere? It's just weird. It's weird to see something so modern look like this. And again, showing you the smoke. So this is actually the street that man, that odd fellow, Benjamin, what was his name? I forget already. Anyway, he lived on this street, Center Street, and notice it's an RE, not ER. I'm going. So there's Oddfellow Cemetery. I think I have a picture of it that's closer. Like the next slide might be closer.
That's because they buried people, the Oddfellows. That's what they did.
Yep.
Go on.
There's a lot of them.
Yep. Yeah, but this cemetery's in the ghost town that's been burning since 1962. I just found it really weird.
That's weird. Yeah, that is weird.
I think they use old world cemeteries to cover up things they don't want people to dig up under the cemetery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they no one would dig it up because it's a cemetery.
And if we go on, there should be pictures. Now we're just getting into the random pictures, like when it was founded and stuff like that. Like there's inside the cemetery. Because again, this was a modern place. Like people were active. Like there's 1,000 people in 1982. There's a lot of pictures. I would go a little bit faster. Not too faster, but a little bit faster. There's more of the cemetery. More of the cemetery. Different angle.
What's up, Sin?
So there's the road, like it's literally split from the burning.
Fissures.
Fissures, yes.
What is this?
That is the graffiti that they put on the street. That they have since covered up with dirt, I think.
Nice.
All right, so here we have a near ghost town. The population declined From 1,000 in 1980 to 5 residents in 2020 because a coal mine fire has been burning beneath the borough. 1962, and it was founded by Jonathan Faust.
They found it. That means Jonathan Faust found it, if he's even a real person. I don't believe anything they say.
I have a gravestone for his father, Johann. There's the road before, with graffiti, but not as much graffiti. There's a few pictures of the graffiti road.
They want you to focus on the graffiti.
Yeah, the graffiti.
There's probably something else that's more obvious.
That's the same photo. You can go to the next one.
What are we looking at here?
I think that's Pac-Man. I mean,
Is that a brick in the road? Oh, it's a huge crack. It's a guy.
Yeah, the road is completely ripped open from burning underneath.
Melted and burned and ripped open.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just a setup photo. That guy.
Right.
So that's before and after, so like 1980 or 70 and today.
Why is it still burning?
Because there's a coal vein underground that got lit and it's burning like a slow fuse.
Oh, that's wicked.
Right? Which some
Slow
people
burn.
would say is ancient tree root. That's what coal veins are.
They are thinking there is like ancient wells. They are thinking of drilling and having the water seep up to put it out. I don't know if they've done anything about it, but they were thinking about that.
It might cause another split with the steam.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
geysers.
worse.
Hey, geysers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You think they lit it on purpose?
Who knows?
I don't know. I do know about the other. There's another place. What is it, the pit of hell or the gates of hell, where they lit it on purpose and it's still burning?
There's a cave in San Jose called the Gates of Hell.
That's probably.
I think it's just a place where you go and get high or something.
Oh, okay. No, there's one in New Jersey too.
What are we looking at here?
Still, you don't want to go down in the cave because it goes way down there yeah.
So this kid walking down the street staring at the steam, the smoke.
I mean, you can feel the landmass above you when you're in those things.
Suso!
You feel like you're getting crushed. It's really claustrophobic.
Welcome
to
Just now I felt like I was going to fall in.
From Monkey.
Hey, Suso. Hey, Super Mario. I know it. Hey, Angela. Yeah. So that's
AI says hello.
the much smoke. The much smoke. In talk. Ken F says, heat fires, some have burnt for 100 years. I've had one up the road that burnt for 2 years.
Yeah. Peat and coal veins are the main underground burning culprits.
Hey, push in.
Nice dog.
Angela says, hi, Sandy.
Hi again, Angela.
This dog was so cool. Cinch got a new dog?
He disappeared.
Is that a spire on the left? Is that a spire? Yeah, like a little black tower.
Oh, I don't know about. No, I don't know because it's not there anymore. All these buildings are gone.
Wow, shit.
There is a church left, which is still in operation today. That's what I'm waiting to get to is the church.
Nice. Can I go forward?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I was holding things up.
All right. So, the town was settled in 1841, incorporated in 1866, and founded in 1857. So you explain that.
So you think the settled might have been like when the mud settled? Yeah, when there was a mud flood.
Could be. I will
Yeah,
say
good call.
Jonathan Foss founded it as Bull's Head, not Centralia. Centralia is the name it became when it was incorporated. So when he founded it, it was founded as Bull's Head.
Is
It
that a
was founded and
religious thing?
settled. It was founded and settled.
Yes.
Because the mud was settled. I like that, Andy. I like it.
Mhm.
Now you're
Yeah.
really thinking.
Yeah. It's good.
It's great.
And that was a
It's more than good.
weather
It's great.
weather manipulation.
Keeping that. Along with Blue Nilla, we're keeping
very
Blue
astute.
Nilla too.
Very astute.
No, I heard that these old cemeteries, when everything's made of brick in there too, sometimes that these were like electrical circuits, like the square cemeteries that looked like they were fried or like burnt. Real old ones.
Probably. I mean, I don't know. Jen thinks it's where Antiquitech goes to die, and like a lot of the stuff you see in cemeteries, like were once on buildings.
Oh right, yeah, like they've just put it out, like lay it out for like yard
Yeah,
art.
they use it. They use it for grave markers, dude. Like this big antenna-looking thing for a grave marker.
Well, that's kind of like programming too, in a way, like reverse programming. Like they just put it there so you don't think anything of it. Like, oh, that's just old stuff. Who cares?
Yeah.
You can go on.
Yeah. So then people dismiss it.
Angela just put in chat, my husband just died. What?
No.
What?
Is that for
Did you see
real,
that?
Angela?
We were separate. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that is
Oh,
sad.
we were together 18 years. He's my kid's dad. Oh, Angela, I'm sorry to hear that.
Angela.
I'm so sorry, Angela.
What?
That's awful. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Well, it's terrible. All right, so what do we got? It's still going on? Okay, so after this is over, I got 3 things to show.
That's what I said. He can move a little bit faster.
Boom.
Super. There you go. These I've seen fences like this.
Yeah. We can go on. I'm trying to get to the church.
Bigfoot makes fences like that. He's naturally blurry, you know.
The Jurassic Park fence?
Yeah.
The water is yellow there. I don't know why. I don't know if it has to do with the coal.
Looks like sulfur.
Yeah, it does. It's just showing you roads leading to nowhere.
Pushing buttons. What's up?
Nowhere Road. That's our next song.
All right, so that was a park. Those are
Oh,
basketball
I
courts.
got songs for days.
I know,
Songs
dude.
for days. I got more songs.
There's a lot of these. You can just keep going. So I want to get to the church.
Okay. Every couple seconds we'll rip through.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Boom.
just like
Better look fast because this is happening in real time. No going
basketball
back.
courts.
You're
Baseball
hammered.
Yo, Big Ray from the projects.
seconds.
Yeah.
We're
So you
out.
got your things for days.
Boom, baby.
you
We got
got
fences growing up in the road.
Hey. That's it.
Trees starting. Yeah. Mother Nature reclaims everything. Give her
It
time.
does. Yes, it does. So that's the municipal hall that's actually still in operation for the 5 residents.
For the 5 residents. Isn't that cool? Nice.
Yeah. That was the
Near
main
Goat
road
Town.
with the railroad track. The railroad track is gone. They reclaimed the railroad track.
They mudded over
I
it.
was there. Nobody wants to be there. That's where I want to go.
Yeah.
It's just weird to see.
That's it. Right? Oh. wait a
No,
minute.
that's
It
not it.
wouldn't-
There's more. There's
Oh, it
you didn't
wouldn't-
get
it
to the
wouldn't-
church
It
yet.
wouldn't go. It wouldn't go.
Okay.
All right. We had
Found-
technical issues. What is
There's a
this?
playpen just in the woods.
Oh, nice.
I think there's a close up. Yeah, there is.
That might be a Bigfoot.
Is there a
playpen.
That's
kid
not
in it?
spooky at all, or freaky, or weird.
Come out there and there's a baby squatch in there.
Nice.
12 feet tall.
Stonewall.
Steps to nowhere.
Come on in.
There's
Where's
the
your
church.
house? I don't have a house. I
Okay.
just have a church.
This is the only church left in town. It's still in operation. It still has services every week, and there's a close up
Because it leads to the tunnels underground.
Look, wait till you see this church too. It's crazy. It's mirror imaged. You don't have to zoom in. I have a major, like, right in front of it.
That baby carriage makes you feel like.
Look at that. Look at that
Whoa.
weird church. Now you can zoom in on that one if you want. But
It looks like there's way more to it underground.
it's a lighthouse. You guys see it's like a lighthouse? Like, I can't not see a lighthouse.
Hey, the thumbnail looks great, Singe. Good job, man.
Thank you.
That just looks like the top of a building
Thank
to me.
AI,
Like there
and
could be
thank
more
me.
to it.
I like the thumbnail for the new song too, Cinch.
AI helped make my thumbnail.
I texted you. Did you get it?
So AI
That's
helps
a huge-
creation. Helps creators.
I'll probably come up with a new song every other day now.
Now it's blue and yellow at the top, and they whitewashed it.
I'll never sleep again.
I agree,
Ray. I'm ready.
Joyce. It does look Russian Orthodoxy.
Whitewash is a good name for a song.
Yeah, dude. Write that down, Ray. Whitewash. That's our next song after our next song.
Yeah, and when the mud settles.
and weather manipulation.
Oh,
there's the
Mudstorm. We
sign.
got to pencil in Mudstorm too.
What does the sign say? I'm waiting for it to get on my screen. That's going into the Oddfellows Church. It says donations may be sent to.
First United Methodist Cemetery Fund, 34 North Hickory Street, Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania.
Okay, so it's not even to that town. They're saying send it to another town.
I skipped the zip code. Forgive me for skipping the zip code. Moving right
Right
along.
No,
Oh, that's
I heard,
the
I
end.
heard a good song. It's called "An
I'm
Amish
off
is a
the-
Friend of Mine."
I'm off the
It goes, the
hook.
Amish is a friend of mine. Yo, the Amish is my friends.
I
Yo,
finished
the
my
Amish is a friend of
share.
mine.
Is that your new track?
But
Is that your
I
new
think
track?
everybody who's going to donate, they should do it now to the show.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Right
if
now,
anybody
dude.
if anybody wants to support us, me and Singe Man are gonna split it. Or if you want to donate to Sandy too, you can donate to Sandy. But PayPal.
Right, you're really, really
Cash
low.
App. All right.
If anybody wants to donate and support the show.
Oh, there you are.
Whatever donations I get on my PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, any of that, I'll split with Singe. Me and Singe will split it 50-50. All right. If you want to donate to Sandy, she has
Nah, not tonight,
Venmo,
don't worry
Cash
about
App, whatever. I'm just saying, anybody.
Sandy, did you send
Anyone
me a
you
new
wanna
link or
support.
something for some photos or something?
Did I what?
Did you send me a some links to photos, like screenshots or something you wanted to show?
Oh, I didn't send them yet. I had to say what we were looking at. I
Well,
still
that
sent
explains why I don't have them.
them. Yeah, we'll look at them after. Ray has stuff to show. We can look at them.
Oh yeah,
They're
Yeah,
only
but
a
if
few.
you give
good
them-
call.
if
Good
you
call.
give them
good
to
call.
me, I
All
can
right.
have them
I didn't.
saved.
You guys are done. Okay, I get it. Where was it? Where was I at? Now I lost my place. I had it already, but then I kind of got laxy daisy.
We've got to get moving. We gotta stay loose, you know? Let it cool. Let the coolness get into our vertebrae.
Bidding war for one of Elkin's most historic properties was held on Thursday evening.
Over 30 people wagered for their chance at history, and just one bidder came out on top. 5's Tinago Martin was there amongst the shouting and gavel pounding, and he has more.
500, you able to get by again? Going twice.
sold the property at $500,000.
The Oddfellows home of Elkins is under new ownership, and while the keys might be changing hands, one thing that won't be changed is the history of a home that's housed hundreds of orphans, widows, and elderly Oddfellow members throughout a century of operation. Built in the early 1900s, the Oddfellows home of Elkins opened its doors in 1910. The Independent Order of Oddfellows, a fraternal organization dedicated to community well-being, owned and operated the property, including its 16-acre land that features a gazebo, pond, and 3-car garage. The Grand Master with West Virginia's Oddfellows knows just how important the building on 225 Georgetown Road was to the state.
This place meant something in its day. It helped the state of West Virginia a lot, and the people.
The historic building was a self-sustaining home that had a farm, garden, entertainment halls, and a kitchen and dining hall big enough to serve 100 people. And the new owner hopes to be able to replicate that with a new spin. Garrett Butler, a local family physician, was the auction's highest bidder at $550,000, which came as a surprise even to him. Nonetheless, he already has a vision for how he wants to use the space.
This was very surprising to me, the grand scheme is opening up a nursing home, starting out possibly with assisted living, trying to do as much on property as possible, regenerative agriculture, try to raise most of our own food, do some animal husbandry, maybe talk with the university about getting some grants and getting some students down here, just to kind of cover the full concept of patient care that isn't processed food that comes from out of state, something that we can do right here, that if something were to happen where we lose access, we don't have to worry. We can still take care of everybody who lives here and do the best for them.
Keeping you connected in Elkins, Tanner Martin, 5 News.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There's your Oddfellows news. All right, and then we have
that sign said laid, not founded.
In AI's thoughts on the Mandela effect. Let's go.
What can you tell us about the Mandela effect?
The Mandela Effect is a 2019 science fiction horror film written and directed by David Guy, starring Charlie Hoffheimer as a father grieving for the loss of his daughter. The character becomes obsessed with facts and events that many people
Then who knows what? Why do you think people experience this?
I'm not sure, but it's possible that some sort of energy or consciousness is affecting our memories.
Could it mean that we are in a different timeline?
That's a big question. Some people believe that we are actually living in a parallel universe, while others think that the Mandela effect is simply an accumulation of small errors in our memories. It's definitely an interesting topic to explore.
Can you explain how large amounts of people have the same false memories?
Memory is not like a photograph that we can take out and look at. Memory is a process that we use to store information. Every time we remember something, we create a new memory based on the old one. This means that if many people remember something incorrectly, it's because their memories are based on the same incorrect information.
Wrong.
What else do you think is the cause of the Mandela effect?
I'm not sure, but I think it's probably some combination of things. Maybe there's something about the way we record and store information that makes it seem like some events have changed, or that some people have been forgotten.
Could the Mandela effect be proof that parallel universes exist?
Yes, the possibility of parallel universes is definitely something that could be explained by the phenomenon of the Mandela effect.
Why is that so?
The Mandela effect is the name given to the apparent disappearance of significant details in various historical records, especially in regard to key figures such as Nelson Mandela. Some theories suggest that this could be evidence for the existence of alternate timelines or parallel universes.
They're rooting against you.
Most men believe the women are too weak to compete.
Oh, Disney, we love you so
Let women
much.
swim the channel.
Disney. The hardest test in all of sports. Disney, your favorite thing. We
I
never
believe
miss
she'll
a
die in
Disney
that water.
show. We never miss a Disney show.
The impossible. Do you think I
Never
could do
miss
it?
a Disney
One of the best reviewed films of the year, Young Woman and the Sea, rated PG, streaming.
What was that, a commercial?
People have been dreaming about.
It's weird.
We never miss a Disney show. It's great.
What's this?
We love it.
Mind reading. Wait up. Did you get? You didn't give me this one, but look, mind reading AI technology, dude. This just popped up next.
Okay.
Play it.
Reading minds for ages.
It's good. Now
Psychics,
let it go.
Magicians, mentalists, employing all kinds of fakery to get attention.
Alam Alessandra.
Mind reading is no longer a fantasy. We can actually do that
Shazam.
now. And the secret sauce is artificial intelligence.
New research shows that the tech can help read people's private thoughts.
Researchers have used AI to translate brain scans into text and turn it into what looks like inner dialogue.
That's all
I worry
wants to
that-
do is
You
help.
think you think all this is just fair porn, and the AI
Oh,
can't,
absolutely.
AI can't do any of this? What do you think? They're just making us think that AI is smart and it's really
Well,
just
yes.
some stupid
For the
fucking
most
piece
part,
of shit.
I would say that like the ones that we deal with and by are probably just great programs programmed by men and women. But then the other ones seem questionable. Like
I'm not-
this
I'm not
whole,
trying to-
maybe
I'm-
the
I'm-
entire internet. You know, the entire internet. Maybe it is AI as some ultimate.
Well, it used to be that
Intelligence.
when you talked about the concept of AI, you were talking about rooms full of computers, and I'm not talking about ENIAC, a bunch of acronyms. I'm talking about.
But they access those computers.
I'm
yes.
talking about a room full of modern, sophisticated computer power all working together. Now, you can get AI in little plug-in modules, little USB plug-in modules called TPUs.
So.
It's like you got a living demon in a little tiny thumb drive
right.
thing now.
It's creepy as fuck.
That is.
There's a future that we're just not ready for.
This is a image of a giraffe that the computer has never seen, and this is what the computer thinks the human is seeing. Yeah. So our thoughts are starting to be decoded.
Welcome to the fascinating and slightly scary world of brain-computer interfaces.
Very scary.
The prehistory of real mind reading started over 100 years ago when people discovered a thing called brainwaves. Well, they aren't really waves in a literal sense. They are ripples in the electrical field created by your nervous system. For a very long time, nobody really knew how to read those signals or even what they could do. But then, several inventions allowed us to understand them better. And one of those inventions was EEGs.
EEG stands for electroencephalograph, and what it's basically doing is measuring the brain waves that your brain is putting out. When the neurons in your brain spark, an electroencephalograph can pick up the frequency with which they are firing. It measures that electric potential in the brain, and that creates a brain wave pattern that it can measure there.
Now we could see the brain in action, tides and flows of electricity pulsing within the skull. Creating software that would react to those pulses was only a matter of time. And this is how the first brain-computer interfaces were born. Simple thoughts, such as yes and no, up and down, left and right, clear and primitive patterns your brain uses daily and is extremely apt at reproducing. It became a godsend for paralyzed people. However, getting further than that is very difficult. Brainwaves are incredibly weak. An electric field created by an outlet on your wall is orders of magnitude more powerful than the one created by neurons in your head. Also, before reaching a sensor, the waves have to pass through layers of tissue, bone, and skin.
Okay.
If only there was a way to get inside people's heads.
I see a spirit.
When you write, your tone influences how readers respond. With grammar.
Oh, get out of here, commercial. I got that one. We
And
gotta
machine-
get. Hold on, pause it. Nancy, we gotta order us an ad blocker. We need the funding. We need the funding for an ad blocker.
The brain's thought processes.
It's an imaging technology that allows us to see inside patients and make diagnoses without ever having to do anything invasive.
MRI technology, magnetic resonance
Yeah,
imaging
talk to our
technology,
people and have
looks
them
at
down there.
oxygen flow in the brain with the idea.
What sense? You gotta talk to them about what?
We gotta talk to our people and have them tone it down. I'll make sure to go.
You were saying?
And then when I get back to, you blocked it out. Okay, I told you where I was gonna go to do
All
that.
right,
But
go ahead.
it's good that you blocked it.
All right, good.
We're not
good.
supposed to talk about We're not supposed to. That's the one thing that we're not allowed to say in the world.
Do you want to listen?
Raise your
Listen.
hands.
For those that are wondering, right? Because I was trying to explain it to them the other day, but you weren't here. The red pear. What's going on with the red pear, Singe? What is it?
The
What
red
is it?
pear?
Yeah. What is
Is
it?
the app
The
that's
app.
being made?
The app.
It's
Your app.
Yes.
So you invented the red pear app? I have it. I have it on my phone.
Actually, it's the.
It's not working too well yet.
Well,
not that many people.
Yeah,
It's
the
a
Flat Earth
prototype.
app. You know, the Flat Earth app.
The Blue Dot app. The Blue Dave Weiss's app.
Yeah, he copied us on.
But
that,
isn't there another
he
Flat
copied,
Earth
he
app too?
copied that
All right, go ahead.
Pear app, right? Didn't he?
Uh-huh.
Or did we copy him? wait. Oh, that's right. We copied
Yeah.
him.
I don't know. It's it's like you can't have a monopoly. It's like Burger King and McDonald's at this point, right?
No, I was gonna make it so that definitely, so that you could contact anybody at any time through the Pear app. It wakes them up in the middle of the night. Doesn't matter. You can contact. It's great. It's instant contact, and you will always know where everybody is. You won't be able to turn that off.
Everyone will know where you are. Will know where you are at all times. Right.
And if you try to disable that, it doesn't matter because it already has.
It'll look like it's disabled on your thing, but it won't be.
It has a deep yeah.
Yeah, and you know what else?
It's
It's gonna allow us to have access to your microphone, your camera, your pictures, everything you got in your phone.
Yeah, just click submit. They love
And
that.
the slogan is, "Why be square? Be a red pear."
Yeah, all you have to do is hit that big red button that says submit. Right. You were right, Super Signer. You have to hit the big red button that says submit.
And it's because the Blue Dot app is the globe, and Neil deGrasse says it's a pear shape. So
But it's only one button though. And it's a red shaped pear button. And you just
Yeah,
push
it's
it.
oblique.
Symbolizes-
It's an oblique.
Symbolizes taking the knee.
It does everything for you. You
Dropping
don't
down
do
to
anything.
one knee, dude.
Sit back and watch your computer go crazy, and you watch your life flash before your eyes.
Yeah, right. Last thing you're ever gonna see is your AI attack.
Yes.
Can't wait, dude. I'm signing up. Sandy, why so quiet?
Because I'm putting together the images to share.
Oh, nice. I'll wait here.
Yeah. They already sprayed us with the micro technology. It absorbs straight to the skin.
Love it.
They know where we're at. We're tracked already.
Y band. W band. That's another fun one to look up.
And that dude who jumped out of a perfectly good balloon, what's his name? Felix Baumgartner. He would have been about 2 millimeters above the surface of this globe. That's his edge of space jump. Now, I don't. It's fine. He wants to. I don't have a problem if he does it, but the honesty of it would greatly diminish what I think people thought he was actually doing. And not only that, they made sure to photograph him standing there with a really wide-angle lens, which curves horizontal lines.
Right.
So in the photo, you see this curvature of Earth's surface, and he said, "Wow, he's in space. Look at that." No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth if you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball. You just don't.
Duper's
That
Delight.
stuff is flat.
It's got Duper's Delight from the redhead.
That stuff is flat. Anyway,
She's got Duper's
wrong
Delight.
quote,
dude.
but
That redhead, she was smiling because she knew it was all BS.
this guy
You could
is such
tell.
a piece of shit.
You could tell that it was Duper's Delight.
And this is a video that Andy gave me.
Printing has finally automated the design and build process of a complete rocket engine.
Taking only a few weeks, the model designed a 3D printed copper engine utilizing liquid oxygen and kerosene as a propellant. And this amounted to around 5 kilonewtons of total possible thrust.
Man.
It was able to do this with inputs such as expert domain knowledge, logic, and physics.
What's up,
and
Shadow
in the
Man?
future, it might be able to improve itself based on observation through simulation
Travis
or
Joe.
actual tests. If it's perfected, it could lead to fast-track designs at a cheaper cost. However, the model is not sentient, and it cannot completely innovate on its own. Will this be the future of engine design? Well, let me know in the comments. Computational engineering modeling and 3D printing has finally automated the design and build process of a complete rocket engine. Taking only a few weeks, the model designed a 3D printed copper engine utilizing liquid oxygen and kerosene as a propellant. And this amounted to around 5 kilonewtons of total possible thrust. It was able to do this with inputs such as expert domain knowledge, logic, and physics. And in the future, it might be able to improve itself based on observation through simulation or actual tests.
Good job,
If it's
Andy.
perfected, it could lead to fast-track designs at a cheaper cost. However, the model is not sentient, and it cannot completely innovate on its own. Will this be the future of engine design? Well, let me know in the comments. Computational engineering modeling and 3D printing has finally automated the design and build process of a complete rocket engine. Taking only a few weeks, the model designed a 3D printed copper engine utilizing liquid oxygen and kerosene as a propellant. And this amounted to around 5 kilonewtons of total possible thrust. It was able to do this with inputs such as expert domain knowledge, logic, and physics. And in the future, it might be able to improve itself based on observation through simulation or actual tests. If it's perfected, it could lead to fast-track designs at a cheaper cost. However, the model is not sentient, and it cannot completely innovate.
We were watching it over and over again. All right, we're done.
Thing kind of looked like a cathedral window.
It was creepy as fuck looking. I mean, it didn't look like I designed, like I would design it.
That looks so alien. I love it.
Do you ever have one of those days? You know, one of those days when you just don't even want to get out of bed that day. So you just lay in bed. One of those days where you just don't even want to wake up. You don't want to get up. You don't want to do a damn thing. Sometimes I just want to close my eyes and fade away. I wish I was a kid again. Sometimes I talk with the old Ray that died away. I just want to live again. Sometimes I just lay in bed all day and sleep my life away. I hope God is listening. Sometimes I just turn everything off and isolate. I just ain't fitting in. I wish there was a way to test if the sun were 93 million miles away. Just ain't believing it. Oh, I wanna go back to sleep again and close my eyes and close my eyes.
I'll give a damn about your programming, man. You don't know me from a ham sandwich. 9/11, yeah, we know the man planned it. I studied Earth, and the Earth ain't a damn planet. Austin, tough to do a dab with no dab stick. But yabba dabba do, Ray, your rhymes are mad sick. My lighter ran out, hand me the matchstick. And you'll never ever see a rock float like magic. Rhymes of venom, attack them with the pen and end. There's no pretending. You my friend till the end. Truth is, you wanna know what the truth brings? Me, these raps in accordance with my mood swings. So stay stuck in the past, cause I'm moving on to new things.
Sometimes I just wanna close my eyes and fade away. I wish I was a kid again. Sometimes I talk with the old Ray that died away. I just wanna live again. Sometimes I lay in bed all day and sleep my life away. I hope God is listening. Sometimes I just turn everything off and isolate. I just ain't fitting in. I wish there were a way to test if the sun were 93 million miles away. Just ain't believing it. Oh, I wanna go back to sleep again and close my eyes. And close my eyes.
I like how she just lifted one eye.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was great, right? Great stuff. So all right, so real quick. So we'll get back to the Dave Weiss and Roseanne thing because I think it's important to know what's beyond Antarctica. But also, I was excited about this, Roseanne. You know, celebrities getting involved with the with our communities. Look, Jim Brewer, Sean Hibbler. Now this is mud flood. You know what I'm saying? This is what we cover. So we had
Yes, the Great Fires is definitely a part of the film.
So we have, this is the guy who made Old World Order. This is him. This is Sean, my buddy there. But so then we have Dave Weiss was on Roseanne doing Flat Earth. Sean Hampeller, Jim Brewer.
There's many aspects, like I said, but the Great Fires is one of the main ones.
Hibbler.
And
what do you think? Why do we have
I
a
call
why?
him Hampeller, but it's Hibbler.
Or theories of why?
It's controversial. The why.
Why is it controversial?
Meaning, I'm sorry, maybe not controversial, but to the government it'd be controversial, but to the public,
The government is a joke, so it's screw them.
Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer.
Hey, this is Jim Brewer.
I don't want to get killed for that, so let me just put it up to the important part. Hold on. Good thing I muted it, see? Got through a commercial. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I was watching it. It's pretty good.
There's a lot of architecture in the world today on every continent of buildings that are much, much larger than you would think people of our height build.
Cities that look as though they were constructed in medieval Europe.
The outside's incredible, but the inside is built like a palace.
I'm not sure if there were even any schools of architecture back then.
How do they know how to do this stuff?
We're at the pinnacle of our civilization now. This is the best it gets. The best we've ever done. Look at the quality of these walls.
Now you'll go through a neighborhood and every home looks the same.
Had we known we're going backwards, everyone would be pissed.
As an architect of 20 years, I like to look at a building as telling its own story. I like to say that stone don't lie.
They're getting like a year. It was built in a year.
That was
history. Why would a regular-sized human make something so massive?
How did they build that beautiful, beautiful building? Was that building here longer?
I feel like the building
In the towers, what kind of technology was up there?
These buildings were built by the prior civilization.
A beautiful, easy, graceful method of travel flushed down the drains.
Nope, no more airships.
And they have to lie to us about it. They had to write the storybooks. We learned about one fire, the Chicago Great Fire.
There were fires in every major city.
Burned to the ground.
It's impossible for any stone building to be burning down.
What's being cut from us is huge.
What a world it must have been.
So there's literally the cover of the history more than one way.
Oh, humanity.
Well, let's bring Sean on to talk about it.
Hey guys.
What's up, Sean? How you doing?
What's up, man? Nice to see you. How you doing, everybody?
Yeah.
Hi to your
It's good to
wonderful
see-
audience, man.
Thank you. So tell me about this. Who are you part of this thing, or did you Did you put this together?
Yeah. So I started a fundraiser a while back for the film project, and right away, the great Stu Peters wanted to get involved with it, so I accepted, and we'll be making films in the future. As soon as we came in, and the topic for many, many years include The Architect in film, which, I mean, just wait for the film. It comes out Saturday. But it
comes out Saturday?
It comes out Saturday, on Rumble, on the Stu Peters Network exclusively. So go check out that world premiere. Everybody see Died Suddenly. So Stu Peters is bringing the old world order. We've teamed up now, and it's going to be a good long future of waking people up together. So, but this one, man, this one was hard for me, Jim. It was a lot of research. I feel like I probably could have made 3 of these films if you give me another year. There's so much information, and I'm like, how can I approach this from like a 90-minute documentary? How do you put all this information in? And you can't, is the answer. So what I'm trying to do in this film is kind of an introduction for the people that don't really know one way or the other. They heard some things, maybe, it's interesting to say the least. Well, this film will be perfect. The 101 aspect of what they did, what they covered up, from giants to technology. There's so many angles on why they burned every city in America.
See, that's something that we just brought up at the last bunker. And everyone I've talked to about that and watched that podcast goes, oh, my God. And you have the bananas that go, that's because everything was made in wood. And, you get people that don't even want to think. But no, what was the purpose of that? Those weren't little fires. Those were massive, burn the city down to the ground fire. Does it touch on that at all?
Yeah. The fire is definitely a part of the film. There's many aspects, like I said, but the fire is one of the main ones. And
what do you think? Why do we have a why? Or theories?
It's controversial. The why.
Why is it controversial?
Meaning, I'm sorry, maybe not controversial. Well, to the government would be controversial, but to the public,
the government is a joke. So
I know. There's a few angles we could go with it. I look at it from the angle of kind of realistic in terms of research. You might want to put your sunglasses on real quick, but I'll just say DEW. We all have heard of that. I'll just leave it there. DEW, okay?
DEW.
Yes, the weapons. Okay, the weapons.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
What's going on now in Hawaii? And
exactly. That's been planned for a long time. It seems like they had the technology then. There's nothing new to the sun, like we always say. It repeats itself. It seems like thing happened in late 1700s, early 1800s. It seems like everything was wiped out. Something weird happened. Obviously, we're not being taught about. And what, in my opinion, this country was founded by not good men. There's no Columbus story in the real approach here, guys.
I'm gonna have to agree with that. I'm not buying the whole Columbus discovered America and then we came here at the Pilgrims and blah blah blah. I'm starting to feel there was something definitely a little different going on, but
Well, if you think about it, if we're evil men and we find this land, whether via airship or sea, however they found it and it was already built. Everything was built out. It was buried in mud, it seems like, or buried in something. It seems like it was all buried. And they dug up a lot of these buildings, and then they destroyed the ones they didn't want to use for themselves. Think about the government buildings. Think about your city hall building. Think about your state capitol building. Think about anything.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
Stop right there what you're saying, because I want people to think about what you're saying. I've always thought about when you walk into some of the government buildings, they're massive. Huge. Absolutely massive inside. Old churches are massive inside. Are you saying, is your theory is people came here and all this was already here?
And that's my opinion, but I will show you some stuff in the film.
Okay.
To at least see that you can understand my opinion on that, because there's photos of. Yeah. I'll just pick on San Francisco. There's a photo in San Francisco, and it's weird because it's a panoramic I thought that was new technology. No, panoramic, super crisp, high def shot from I think the 1860s, give or take 5 years there. But the 1860s, San Francisco's completely empty. Everything's built, but you don't see one human being in sight, and everything looks like it's like buried and like it just was left there. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they start having these world fairs, and people go, "Well, what's going on with the world fairs? Those are weird." And it's like,
I like the movie Half Baked.
Right?
He was in Half Baked.
Fine, we're evil people, and we find all this land, and we're like, this can be ours. Let's call it Freemasonry. Let's call it ourselves. What at that point, right? Call themselves Freemasons. We found all this, and they don't lie, Jim. They put founded in 1898 half the time. They put it on there. They just in one ear out the other with people. But they did find it, in my opinion, and they destroyed the ones that go against their narrative and their Rockefeller history books. They got to destroy those, because if they kept everything, and now think about the World Fair, those were the biggest buildings in America at the time. Huge buildings that they tell us they threw those up in a couple years or less. I'm talking about massive sized theme parks with full electricity, wireless electricity. Explain that. I mean, they had these, and what I think is that the World Fairs it was just an excuse to say, hey, look, we're going to build a few shitty buildings around here. Like, we're going to build a few buildings with like clown faces and like amusement park style buildings. You could tell they look like.
That's a cool shirt. Look, it looks like the NWO shirt, like I think from wrestling or something. And it says Old World Order because of the movie. It's cool. I like it.
Crap. Okay, so that's modern day, architecture back in the 1800s. But all the other palaces, they said, oh yeah, we built those too. The reason they said we built it all now is so they can bring them all down. Those were the biggest cities in America. I think those were ancient, the ancient downtown areas, the ancient, huge monument, just structures that they say it's made out of temporary material. But when you look, and you'll see this in the film, dude, that's stone and marble palaces. There's nothing temporary about it. But they had to make that excuse that we built all this for a fair. Everyone from outside the world, possibly outside of Antarctica, if you know what I mean. Who knows where these people came from? But there's hundreds of thousands of people coming to these fairs to trade technology or do whatever. I think they just found a bunch of technology in America and had auctions, burned it all down, made sure the rest of the cities were getting rebuilt, built back better. Nothing new under the sun.
Looking for a moisturizer that does more than just moisture?
Nope. Not at all.
Huh. So, all right. So while you're talking,
that's just my opinion, though, boss. I mean, it seems.
No, I know it's all opinions. It's all great conversation and great, because I always wondered about that too. Even when I go to Europe and I look around there and I see some of the palaces, I'm like, they're just. They are massive. Now, I have a hard time wrapping my head around giants, and stuff like I still have a hard time wrapping my head around that. But
why?
I don't know. You know what? It's like a visual thing. It's like I haven't seen anyone that's besides the NBA, anyone that's like 6'8", 7 foot. So those are big human beings.
I got tons of 8 and 9 footers in the film. Don't worry.
Really?
I have tons of skeletons dug up. The Smithsonian was huge into this whole cover up. I think that's why they started. It was two facets. One, the Smithsonian was to come and take the giant bones and dump them or keep them with themselves. And two was now they had this sort of Men in Black style where if you found back then, if you're digging something up in your yard and you find bones, Men in Black are coming. They're taking that shit, because I'll tell you why. This is the whole reason of dinosaurs. This is why they created it. Because if you found giant femurs in your backyard, they're going to come and say it's a Tyrannosaurus whatever. We need this. Here's a check maybe. I don't know how it works, but... And
sure.
There's thousands of news articles from the late 1800s, early 1900s of them discovering giant human bones, dumping them, disposing them, and then eventually you see the Rockefeller Board of Education start after the asylums were already here, guys. Remember, they had our ancestors already before public school started, so it transitioned into public school. But once public school started, here comes dinosaurs. Here comes the globe too. But I'm just saying, here comes all of this, all these things, and what are in those stories in the book that it's been around for thousands of years? These stories that we've all known. The Greeks have known. The Mayans have known about all this stuff. No, they're stories. So again, it's his story. I'm just breaking down his story. Who's he? No, Rockefeller and the Goons, man. They came in and they had an agenda for the children in America, our ancestors that were here.
And still do.
They still do, and it's up to this point, it's kind of worked. It's worked through the 90s, that's for sure. We were all playing. Yeah. So it's, as you know, the truth is here, and nothing can stop it. So it's just one step at a time. Now, with you with Giants, you know, once you see the film, again, this film's a 101. So am I interviewing a giant? No. At the same time, I'm collecting information to show people a bunch of doors. And when the film's over, I hope you walk through all those doors, because I'm not bringing you to the door for no reason. There's a lot of things that are valid in this research.
Name some of the doors that are fascinating.
Well, let's start with the architecture in general. Most of these architecture buildings that you spoke of earlier, with these ornate detail and everything, you go to the inside, there's waterfalls and statues and murals and just ceilings up to hundreds of feet in the air that look handmade somehow. And you go, wait, how does this get done? Like, what, did it take them 20 years back then? They got horses and donkeys. What are they doing? But then when you look at their website, the official library's website or the official city hall website or whatever it is, sometimes you'll see a year. Sometimes you'll see 2 years. They're knocking these palaces out. It's like the timeline it makes it more hilarious, but it makes it even a bigger breadcrumb that I think they didn't know we'd be finding this out when they were doing this, because they were faking construction photos too. Well, you'll see that in the film. So they have all these, it's called Victorian photography manipulation. That was the Photoshop of their day. They would go in the dark room and they would start etching out negatives and putting that building there and that building there. And look, we built that here. And look, there was no building there in 1890, but now there's a building in 1901 because we built it. They just take it out. It's some people go, oh, that's far-fetched. It doesn't matter. They were doing that for not bad reasons back then. They were doing postcards. They were doing everything in a Photoshop format from the mid-1800s and on. They had this technology to I guess I'll just call it photoshopping things. Obviously, before the software was out in the 80s, I believe. But, if they give us Photoshop software in the 80s, how long did they have it? Yeah. How long did they have it then?
Well, I always felt that just with technology in general. I remember when it really struck me was the first time I went to Disney World in Orlando, and you go on that future ride. It looks like a big golf ball, and it was and they kept it way too late. They didn't change it until everything was already there. Yeah. And they'd say in the future they had what societies would look like. They still have it up there, the perfect society. And in the globe, they would say in the future you will talk to your relatives on a computer, and you're FaceTiming with your family, and travel, and how fast travel, and telephones, and this and everything. Now this came out in the 1970s, 80s. So how long did that take to develop, and how long did they really know about it? Even I even think about that, like a phone. Come on, you telling me you didn't have this capability 100 years ago? I'm not buying it.
Well, I found a 1901 artist impression from 1901. It's in the film, and you'll see them with the airships and all that. But then you'll see signs looks like a local business sign that says wireless telephone, and it's 1901. The picture. So whether they had it then or not is debatable, but they're drawing, they're writing about, they're showing you something. So this whole dark mystery of our past is super hidden, Jim. There's a reason we're all taught universally the same history. White people had the Western, and then there was Indians here, and then black people were over here. All these stories, like Lord Jamar is in the film. He's a rapper from Brand Nubian, the old hip hop group from the 90s, Brand Nubian Dead Presidents. Sorry, Dead Press, but he was telling me. Now, this part didn't make the film because I didn't have enough time to include 1,000 chapters, But he did mention to me though that he doesn't even think that there were slaves in. I mean, the whole slave ship in America, and he told me that if anything, it's everything's opposite. The black people were already in America. I guess there was Moors. It was called the Moors, the Moor family, Moorish architecture. And then when you look up Moorish architecture, you see this style of architecture that we're even referencing. So everything's really weird. I didn't want to touch on that because I don't have that much evidence to go that route, really. But at the same time, it's interesting to hear that from an African-American man that does a lot of research. So it really feels as if our entire history book is Disney, man. Like, it's just created. And these characters, whether it be Aristophanes, Columbus, doesn't matter who the character is, it seems like they just drew him that week. Like, who are you going to draw this week, Bill? All right, draw him. We'll put him in as the Greek god. Like, they're just creating things to have this, universal educational board that teaches us all the same things. So we all grow up believing the same lies. And now that lies are being exposed from every facet in life, this is just one of many, as you know. But this is a big one to me because this will ensure that you can definitely throw that history book out forever. It's not real. And we have to start over as a civilization. We have to look back and go, wait a minute.
This one too,
they
Joyce.
pushed
That's why I'm
evolution
playing
so
it.
hard on us as kids
I
and
thought it
Big
was
Bang
good.
and all
I
that.
thought
They
this was
pushed
really
it so
good.
hard with dinosaurs to the point where we had to accept it. But now if you look back and go, wait a minute, people were 9 and 10, 12 feet tall back then? Okay, so that's not evolution. We're devolving. The trees are smaller. The oxygen levels are smaller. The animals are smaller. I have photos of petrified animals that look like they've been there for 1,000 years, but they're giant. They're huge. And sometimes people call them mountains or this or that, and it kind of looks like a petrified old castle. So it's really, there's a lot of holes, rabbit holes in this, man. But from an overall aspect, it just, from a basic standpoint, they lied about history and covered it up because of who was here before us. That's why. We had very advanced civilization technology. Free energy is number one, though, Jim. Remember that. There was free energy. Yeah. Free. Crazy.
Well, that's the thing that blows my mind. I know. I saw something, Sean, where the buildings, churches, and all the poles and all that, and why it was like that is because they absorb free energy. And I never understood, I never really thought about that. But when I lived in Manhattan, every time a thunderstorm would roll through, we'd have a thunderstorm party because I had a clear view of the Empire State Building. And we'd all wait because sure enough, every thunderstorm come through, if it was going over Midtown Manhattan, eventually the lightning would strike the pole on the Empire State Building.
Every time.
And then someone just told me, that's to distract light. And another person said, no, dude, we have free energy and they know how to, and they're just conning the world. I'm like, what? He goes, what do you think happened? That's energy. And these are things that people don't really think about or put a lot of thought into, to think about what is energy and how to consume energy and how to manifest it and how to maneuver energy. And so that blew my mind where yeah, why do they all have these poles and why are they designed a certain way? And are they catching energy? And they knew how to catch the energy. And then what'd they do with it? What'd they do with the electricity? Someone laughed in my face and he goes, so you really think Ben Franklin discovered electricity with a key and a kite? You really think that? And and then someone was able to figure, you think that's where it started? I'm like, I don't know. That's where it's taught.
Think about what you just said, Jim, the key and the kite. That's the ether. That's proving what we're saying. It's free energy.
Right.
You could today with a drone and then a copper wire, put the drone up a couple 100 feet, touch that wire, you're going to feel it because God gives us all abundance. Okay. It's all free. It's man that has come in and charged us for it. Think about what you're doing when you plug in something in your electric port, in your outlet, right? You're plugging it in. People, like you said, in one ear, out the other. It's just over everybody's head. They're used to this process, but it has to go through so many different processes and through a meter so you could be charged with it. But you have to ask yourself, where is that coming from? Where is that electricity port coming from? It's basically the same technology. What they did was they have these electric harnesses devices in every major city, and underground it's all connected to meters and goes right through it. It's crazy that when you think about it, we can do that ourselves. Like, we can go out in our backyard, if you have a yard, and figure this out for ourselves. There's Tesla coils. I know people in Mexico that use real Tesla coils. They power everything in their house. So it's free. So it's coming back around. We're eventually going to be alive to witness this again, because this whole evil cabal is crumbling before our eyes. Some of it can be scary at times, but it's ending. So the actual revolution is kind of maybe going back to ancient days of love and harmony and frequencies and balance, because these buildings, not only were they pulling the ether in, giving the free energy, they had instruments in the buildings, whether it be the organs, the rose windows would kind of act as a speaker to emit the organs, the frequencies out to the community. It was all about beauty and representing God's creation with your own, and trying to. That's why a lot of their buildings were lined up with different stars. It always lines up perfectly. The sun setting here, it goes right through, right? Like, they would always build their buildings, whether it be giants or fallen angels. I don't know who built them. I wasn't there. So I don't even speculate on that necessarily. I wasn't there. Right. But I do know that we didn't, because we wouldn't fake construction photos. We wouldn't fake that we built the World's Fairs. We would say, look, those buildings have been there a while, whatever. But you can't do that when you already have a Columbus history and a whole thing painted out. You got to start torching these buildings. And that, like you said earlier, I want your audience listening right now, just type in your city. And I'll even go as far as saying this. Even if you live in a small city, like Los Angeles is a big city. What's a small city? Meaning Long Beach.
Irvine.
Yeah,
Long Beach.
Irvine, Long Beach. That's a small city. Still look that up is the point. Still look that city up is the point. The small cities. Look up any city you live in, including, of course, your major. But I guarantee you it was burned down. And because if they had these World Fair type buildings, these huge palaces, beautiful. I mean, it's unbelievable architecture that went into it. If they had them everywhere, you can't sell this story of America. You can't. It's impossible. Same thing with giants. You can't have them in this story. So they have continued to mythologically say, they put giants in the category with Sasquatch and all these other things. And then when you start looking at these categories, there's legitimacy to everything. So there's more proof, if not abundance of proof of giants, opposed to absolutely no proof of dinosaurs besides the stories we're taught. And
I never bought dinosaurs.
Yeah, I could tell you haven't. You're a smart guy, but those that have, I think it's not their fault in the sense it's same thing with space. It's you fall in love with these things as a child, just like Santa.
Correct.
Right? You fall in love with it. The Easter Bunny, everybody, that's how we are. Yeah. It's just, I blame the parents at that point, right? And it starts now with parents now. I don't mean back then. We were all in the Matrix. It starts now. You can not teach them the opposite, but tell them that there's another way here. You don't have to throw them in public indoctrination camps and then try to get them out of it when they're 18. It's like, I would open some of their minds now to other alternative things, because they are the future of the world. We can't keep repeating history. We have to change it. And I think that, holding extreme accountability to the liars at least for me, that's my first goal, is to shed a light on the deception in a film format. We're all used to films. This is how we got brainwashed with stuff to begin with growing up.
That's right. Right.
So if I can brainwash society with truth, and it comes from love, God's going to take
First
it from
and
there.
foremost, we'd like to thank Jah, our mothers, for giving birth to us in this wonderful community. We love you. Jah bless.
Rasta Bear, why'd you leave me here? I'm so sorry. What have I done to you? Rasta Bear, why'd you leave me here? Just like Tommy. What have I done to you?
The earth is flat, man, I'm calling up Batman. We waking up the people and bringing it back, fam. The earth being flat is a provable fact. It's time to let them know how we know that. Water always finds its own level. Believing in the globe, you're worshiping the devil. Thrust and combustion don't work in a vacuum. It's a pressurized system, just one little crack through. They tell you it's fact true, but nobody asked you. It's garbage, a crapshoot, it belongs in the bathroom. What type of sun-lapse footage do you got? The sun goes away and turns into a small spot. Dinosaur bones or crushed chicken bones. You might as well shut up and listen though. It's disinfo and misinfo. It's a mission to keep the public misinformed. Come on.
Rasta Bear, why'd you leave me here? I'm so sorry. What have I done to you? Rasta Bear, why'd you leave me here? Just like Tommy. What have I done to you?
Always still will be your friend. Even when you're weak and your knees will bend. You got me wheezy and sneezy and easy then. I'll try to get some sleep again. We pretend we didn't know where we would end when we began. Even more when your days are too long and your life is boring. Looking in the mirror telling yourself it'll be better in the morning. It was like wholesale and a half sale and half sale and a wholesale. Until you got so confused you wound up saying no deal. Hey, nice merch, you got a promo code? He just put the chat on slow-mo mode. And man, I just don't know no more. Rasta Bear, why'd you leave me here? I'm so sorry. What have I done to you? Rasta Bear, why'd you leave me here? Just like Tommy. What have I done to you? Now sing it with me, come on. Rasta Bear, why'd you leave me here? I'm so sorry. What have I done to you? Rasta Bear, why'd you leave me here? Just like Tommy. What have I done to you?
And without further ado, I'd like to welcome Rasta Bear to the show. Rasta, how you doing? He made it. He made it to the show. It's Rasta.
Hi, Rasta.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
No way, Rasta Bear.
Yeah, I got him on.
Why can't I hear on this though?
I don't know. Why can't? Is it me? Can you not hear my mic?
No, you're
It
fine.
sounds like can't hear it. I need to. I don't know what I need to do. I can't hear it. Can you hear me? You can hear me. I just got done with doing some rigging at the Smart Donkey.
Yes.
And so that's where I've been. That's why I left you here.
Yeah.
We're over it. We knew you'd come back.
Yes.
Hey, Morgan.
I can't hear shit though. It's driving me
And
nuts.
Rock just joined us too.
Oh, did you? Yeah, Rock's here.
I can't hear. I gotta.
You want to get Rock?
Maybe if I.
Throw up the link for Rock.
I don't know. Maybe if I turn on my other computer. Give me a minute.
Sure.
All right.
Hi, Rock.
Get your shit together.
Sandy, did you send me anything yet?
I did. It's in the private chat.
Ah, well, I wasn't looking there. Oh, there it is. See how you are?
Sneaky.
Hey, John.
I had a phone call added into.
Let me ask Ross the Bear since he wasn't here.
He took off. He'll be back. But you know what? A quick word from our sponsor.
Oh, a real country breakfast, the best you ever tried. Pick up some Flat Earth Farms breakfast Bud Bites.
Flat Earth Farms breakfast Bud Bites. Made with the best cuts of bud. Just like at home. Packed full of fresh country flavor. From the skillet to your plate. Tasty breakfast Bud Bites.
Tasty breakfast Bud Bites from Flat Earth Farms. Try some today.
Available at all purveyors of fine products near you.
All right, there you go.
Ray, people are having a hard time hearing you. Can you get closer to the mic or turn off the mic level? Either one.
What do you mean?
People are having a hard time hearing you. They're saying you're really quiet.
When?
They're saying it in the chat.
The whole time? The whole time?
No, just like when Rasta came on.
I wasn't really sitting near the microphone. This microphone I have to sit close, but I'm not gonna. I'm getting tired, so.
Okay.
But we'll wait for Rasta to get back.
Do you want me to wait until he gets back or just go?
No, you do yours. I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
After he gets back, after he's done, I'll probably take off.
Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to ask the chat again because there's more people here. And I don't know if John was here when I asked, but have you ever heard of the Molly Maguires? Because I think this is a Mandela. I do. I think it's Mudflood and Mandela. I think it's both. Sue Finelli has. I don't know, but I did read this before.
Here he is. He's back. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, hey Rasta. Oh, there's an echo.
Echo.
Now you're echoing.
Echo?
You got two things open?
Echo. Let me see. What? Wait, hold on. Let me go to settings. Audio. Echo. Then.
No, you're fine now. I think.
Good.
Echo cancellation.
Oh.
There.
You had
McGuire.
Nice.
So.
I had it set up because I just live streamed my smart donkey set.
Oh, were you live? I was live, so I didn't see it. How was it? How'd it go?
It was great. It was good. I played.
So smart. Let me ask you real quick though. Sorry, Sandy. I just want to talk to her. So
it's okay, but you're low again. Just to let you know.
The smart donkey, right? Yeah, that's better, right? But if I go like this, I turn this up, I can sit back here probably.
Yeah.
So the smart donkey, right?
Yes.
Is it bigger than Taco Tuesday?
Well, it's the same place.
The same place.
It's just a different night.
What's
We
tonight?
were doing,
What was
we were doing Taco Tuesdays at Smart Donkey, and now it's called Wise Up Wednesdays. And it was a big promotional event for the Oregon Reggae Festival, which is coming up next weekend. And then for Reggae on the River, which is the first weekend in August down in Humboldt County, which I have a press pass to. So I'm going to be writing a review for the Reggae on the River, and possibly even a book on my journey to Reggae on the River, and kind of like a compilation of me going over the years, because I took my son, he's 17 now. I took him when he was 9 months old. And, I've gone a few times.
So you've been going to Reggae on the River every year?
No, this is my first time going in like 15 or 16 years. I went like in 2008 was the last time I went. We went with like a caravan of people down there, and we we like swung from these grapevines and the redwood trees, and like
So
just
you
had this.
so you went with a caravan full of Jamaicans and swung from vines.
Well, they weren't Jamaicans. They were all
okay,
just
okay,
like Oregon hippies. One of them, like a
Oregon
couple of
hippies. Nice.
a couple of them were professional skydivers, and like they did this crazy ass base jump off this bridge on the way down.
Yeah.
Where like the one dude held the guy's parachute, and it was such a sketch jump. Like if his chute didn't open within a matter of seconds, he would have died, because it was only like a couple 100 feet drop off the bridge, but like it was so epic. We were all just standing on the bridge, and his name was Johnny Nine Lives because like he has 9 lives, and basically he jumped off the bridge. And like within a split seconds, his chute opened, and he just started gliding down this canyon.
Yeah.
And it was wild.
It is wild.
Yeah, they call me Johnny. They call me
we're,
Johnny Freebase John.
Nice. Yeah, we're doing the reggae on the river thing, and I get to like camp with the artists and gonna do some interviews. There's gonna be a lot of legendary reggae artists there.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a good time, and yeah, like I say, it's down there in Humboldt County. It's pretty close to the Flat Earth Farms.
Yeah, it's cool there. It's cool there. I've visited Humboldt, and it was nice. I liked it. The air is beautiful. So fresh.
It is sometimes. Right now we're in fire season out here. There's already.
I wasn't there during fire season, thank God. What is the fire season
There's already
like?
a couple fires that are going around here. There was one actually at the steel factory in North Portland today that was, you could taste the metal in the air today, like on my tongue, like as I was driving with the windows down. Like it wasn't super smoky, but you could just taste the burnt metal in the thing. And yeah, it's rough. Last year, and next weekend, like I say, is the Oregon Reggae Festival, and I'm a promoter for it this year. I'm doing, promoting the event pretty hardcore. But last year, I went down. It was in Southern Oregon in Ashland, and we got down there, and the air quality was in the 500s parts per million. We got down there at like 3 in the morning.
All right. Hold on. This is a segment of the show I like to call Ask Rasta. What do you guys? Anyone have any questions for the Rasta Bear? Sorry, I'm not meaning to. If you have any questions for Rasta Bear, now's the time to ask.
This is my woman here, my lovely lady Lucille. Anybody who doesn't know Lucille, this is her. She's going to the reggae festivals with me, and I take her, and I dance with her. Yeah, she's really nice.
Rasta, I really like your new hair. Joyce says she was looking for you earlier. Joyce B.
Yeah, my hair, I don't have much of it up here, but I got dreadlocks down here. But if I cut my hair, then it'll go away. But yeah, I'm definitely got a big bald spot up top. It's just part of
aging.
It is. I've had it for a while. I had a lot more. I had a lot more dreadlocks, but like
hold on. Thinking, I thought of this the other day. Okay, so when old people say like, well, people are getting older, like I'm aging or I'm getting old. Well, it's basically like this, right? You're born, right? And then after that, you die. So getting old means you're dying. Like getting old is the process of dying. Like so when people are like, it's scary.
Well, like I say, I had a lot more hair on my head, but one of my exes, she ripped out 10 of my dreadlocks. She just dove at me and like tackled me to the ground, and when she like got up, like she had like dreadlocks in both her hands, and it was very traumatic.
What happened when your ex pulled all your hair out?
Yeah, not all of it, but yeah.
Is that why you have bald spots?
I definitely had 10 more dreadlocks and that was actually There was actually a couple times where she did. She was very violent to me and abusive, and you know, for the longest time, my hands would start shaking when I would talk about her because, like, it, you know, when you're a victim of abuse,
Post-traumatic syndrome.
Does anyone have any questions for Rasta?
PTSD.
And if I missed it, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
Painful.
Nobody has any questions for Rasta. Nobody. We had it up on the screen. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, Rasta. Nobody wants that shit.
I mean, you guys were talking about the simulation.
How late did you the Chantels grow?
Yeah, the title of the thing was simulation tonight.
You want to get it? Yeah. You want to get into simulation?
I've really been having simulation just wigging out and speaking to me like so crazy, I've just been seeing all these, like, I was talking about the Dukes of Hazzard, actually with Jacob Israel the other day, and because I tied it in because of the presidential vice president candidate J.D. Vance and how he's connected to how it's like J.D. Is like Boss Hogg of Jefferson Davis. He was the president of the
J.D. Hogg.
Confederate States of America, and so I was tying that together, and then so like I sent him a picture of the General Lee, right, and we were talking about the Dukes, and then like within like less than a couple minutes of me sending a picture of the General Lee, and then he sent me back, it just said the Dukes. I was pulling out of dropping my daughter off at camp, and there was a custom license plate on this car that said Duke 01, which is the General Lee. And I'm just like, what are the odds of that like there'd be a custom license plate that says Duke 01 right after I'm talking about the Dukes of Hazzard? That's really just wild. But I've really been testing the simulation. Like I've been thinking about things like the Cybertruck, for instance. Yeah. And then I'm like, I put it in my head. I'm like, okay, if the simulation's real, I'm going to see a Cybertruck today at the grocery store. And today, sure enough, I saw a purple Cybertruck, and they're still real rare to see. Yeah. You know, like they're not everywhere, but here in Portland, there are a few of them around town.
To see a purple one, that's even more rare.
And it was rare. Yeah, it was really wild, and it was just proof that the simulation is definitely real. And it's something that, you know, we need to acknowledge, because it doesn't mean that we're just computer, you know, imagery or whatever. I mean, we're all obviously soul consciousness trapped inside of this thing. I was actually, I don't like Joe Rogan, but I was listening to him today, a little tidbit, and he was talking about his simulation. And, you know, how it's definitely a simulation, especially how all these villain characters and things that are going on, how it just confirms. And even, you know, Elon Musk, you know, says that the chances we aren't in a simulation are like 1 in a billion, because he's so convinced as well that, you know, this is some sort of a simulation. And just even like this, the whole Trump thing, right? That just happened with his ear. There was this movie that came out on the 9th. Have you all heard about this movie that came out?
No. What is it, Rasa?
It's mind blowing.
What is it? Predictive programming?
You got to pull up the freaking title of this movie, because you'll be blown away when you see the movie, the photo of it.
Look, Elon Musk says we may live in a simulation. Yeah, I'll bring it up in a second.
Well, this movie that was made on the 9th is called Thine Ears Shall Bleed. Pull that up. Thine, THINE, ears shall bleed. And it'll blow your mind, because like it's a picture. Look at this. And this came out before the whole Trump thing. And look at this ear on it.
Yeah, but what does it have to do with Trump? Just because it's called that?
It's just like the picture of his ear. I mean, that looks like his freaking head. Like,
really? I didn't see what his ear looks like.
If you compare it to like the bloody ear on his, and then
I'll bring it up. What, you've seen photos of Trump's bloody ear? They have it?
Oh yeah, I've spent way too much time
Okay,
dissecting.
let me see. Let me see.
Yeah, he's missing a chunk of his ear.
Like I don't like. I mean, I just like. There's something about me that likes to be a sleuth and dig deep on this.
I know, there is.
Because it's such a fascinating psyop. Because like to see so many people, especially like people
Here
that
it is right here.
to people
Okay,
that are.
look, that's the ear. Right?
Yeah. Well, that's not the. That's weird.
That's his regular ear. I can't find it, dude.
I have it in a folder.
To see like so many people fall for this, it's mind-boggling. When like there's no way in the world that this is a real event. There's no way that this happened, other than I mean, he was a pro wrestler, for crying out loud. He even when he body slammed Vince McMahon, he threw his fist up in the exact same way he did after like he dropped behind the podium, and then like either he put fake blood on himself or used a razor blade, and or one of those fake Secret Service agents came in and put the fake blood on him. And then there's all kinds of weird crisis actors in the background behind him. There's this one dude that goes to every single one of his rallies that's like got this freaking fedora hat on, and like he just stands there as like these fake shots are fired, and he doesn't even flinch. He's just standing there staring at the camera, and it's so wild to watch transpire. And then there's no footage from any like amateurs that are sitting there filming. There's only like professional like footage. The camera guy who got like the Pulitzer Prize shot, he was at the on 9/11. He was at the when Bush was reading the goat book upside down. He was the one who took the pictures
Rasta,
of
there
Bush.
is footage of the people. I have photos and stuff from the people who were behind him. So there is amateur footage.
Well, yeah, it's very selective though. Did you see the one lady who's sitting there and like she's got her camera hidden behind the sign, and she's sitting there, and then you zoom in, and she's waiting for the event to take place, because like the second it starts popping off, she ducks down for a second and then like drops her sign, and her camera's already there ready to start filming. It's
No, I didn't see that one. I'll have to go look.
Too bad we don't have the videos
it's
ready.
fascinating, and to just see that like the whole emotional thing on it is just like 9/11.
You want to do a stream on it like tomorrow night, Rasta, and cover the whole friggin' thing and get the videos
I'm honestly really tired of the whole thing. I mean,
all right, cool.
What's his name? Yeah.
We're just saying, if you wanted to, you could get it done.
With the what's his
Actually,
name?
Be prepared and get it together.
We can't hear you again, right?
Witsit Gets It did a really good breakdown of it, and honestly, even though Jake the Asshole banned me, I watched his breakdown of it, and he does a lovely job of breaking down the whole event. To the point where like one way they try and get you to like pretend like it's real is that they're like, how dare you say it's fake because people died at it? But it's like,
Right.
how can you prove that these people? The one guy that they say died was a retired firefighter or whatever, and his name is like his initials are CC.
33.
So it's like 33 right there, and I'm echoing.
The shooter's last name is Crooks.
Yeah, and he has that.
No, wasn't that the shooter?
Yeah, and
The shooter's name is Crooks. The guy who died
Not
has
only
a long last name.
The whole thing with the freaking shooter is absolutely ridiculous because people were standing there they were like, there's a guy on the roof. Like 10 or 30, even 30 minutes before the thing happened, people were yelling that there's someone on the roof. And then where did the ladder come from? How did he get the freaking ladder there?
Snipers carry their own ladders now, dude.
Yeah, he had like this ladder that got him on top of the roof.
Yeah, no big deal.
It's just like in the Vegas shooting where they, like all the firearms that he allegedly had in that building, and how many trips he would have had to take. Like, it makes absolutely no sense because like we've dissected that whole situation, and it's like once you've been lied to. George Bush, he's the one who told us, he's like, fool me once.
Yeah.
Shame on you. Fool me twice. It won't get fooled again.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are people getting fooled again? And again, just because Trump is their Lord and Savior. It's like people, even people who realize that it's fake, they're like, oh, well, it's the deep states trying to take him out. And they're like, we have to vote for him now. Where it's like, honestly, like this honestly makes me want to vote for Biden. Like, I'm not gonna vote, but if I did decide to vote, which if I did, I would vote for Biden because I think like at least we know what we're getting there.
We know what we're getting with Trump too. He was president for 4 years.
Yeah, and he brought us Project Warp Speed, and
that is like the only thing.
Well, no,
everything else, I was 100% better. I never.
Because think about his allegiance. How
destroyed its policies, hit the prices, the inflation. That was all Biden.
No,
yes,
Trump,
it is.
Trump's the one who signed $6 trillion of us into debt and called
that
it only
was
$2
nothing. Biden has sent 10 times that.
And beyond that, the allegiance to Israel that Trump has beyond any other president is sickening. The fact that Jared Kushner is his son-in-law and also so close to him in the cabinet, and how close he is to Bibi Netanyahu, and all of this.
The only thing I care about is what directly affects my life, and that's the economy.
Genocide.
That is the only thing
what
I care
it's doing
about.
is setting us up to basically be the fall guy, where it's like we're turning into the bad guy because we are basically just a Ponzi for Israel. And the whole world knows it and sees it because it's crimes against humanity what Israel is doing in Palestine.
I don't care what is going on thousands of miles away.
Well, you should because all of our...
No, I shouldn't. I want all that money that was sent over there brought back here so that our prices go down. I want all this green crap to go away because it affects me directly. It's the stuff that affects me directly that I care about. And that's what most Americans care about. And that's why Biden's going to lose.
For him to say that he's the father of the vaccine is enough to make me want to just puke all over the guy.
I agree with you on that, 100%.
Well, then how could you ever want to
Because that is one thing and everything else was 1,000% better than the way it is now.
That's enough. That's a huge thing.
No, it's not enough. That does not affect my life anymore.
Then that's just...
That affected my life because Biden made it mandatory. And that was it.
It's absurd that you still want to play politics at that point because they're both the same. Honestly, Biden and Trump.
No, they're not because Trump did not make it mandatory.
Either one of them, it doesn't matter. That's why if are you going to vote for Trump? Because if you are, then I'm going to vote for Biden just to counteract your vote.
That's
I'm
fine because
voting for Biden. Then.
You can do whatever you want. I don't mind if you vote for Biden, but to
say
that things are better under Biden and that things will be better under Biden makes no
Things
sense.
have been great under Biden.
I think that nobody's going to do anything differently.
I
don't think the government. I don't think the presidents even have any control over what happens. I think there's somebody above them that's telling them what to do. And
No. What controls what happens is the trillions of dollars sent overseas that have raised the prices of our food, our rent, our gas. That is why.
But Sandy, how is a president going to stop the trillions of dollars from being sent? They're still going to send it overseas no matter what. That's what they do every year. They send trillions of dollars overseas all the time, constantly. It's what they do. It's what we do.
No. Trump did not do that. Trump was in no wars. He started no wars.
That's
ridiculous. But Trump was still giving kickbacks to like billionaires and shit, people that have money.
Trump set all the people.
The money either way, they're not going to give the money. Either way, they're not going to give the money to us.
The J6 event, Trump set all those people up to take
It's
a
not
call.
about giving us the money. It's about keeping the money here to keep our prices down for everything in life. Everything in life has gone up.
I think that, yeah, but I think they can
because
make
of the trillions of dollars.
I don't believe it. I don't believe that that's why the prices go up. I think they just put the prices up to be assholes and take all of our money and make the economy crash the economy on purpose. I think that they have false scarcity. I think they pretend that they don't have a lot of stuff, and like when they made all the toilet paper disappear during COVID and stuff like that, it's like they do it to to make it.
Well,
seem
no,
like
I watched
things
the people make the toilet paper disappear.
Well, beyond
What do
that,
you mean? You watched them where? Where did you watch them? In
he's
Philly?
currently now pulling.
In
I
real
watched
life?
people at the supermarket buying ridiculous amounts.
Yeah, but that's because they were probably announcing the toilet paper's empty everywhere, so everyone panicked and went grabbing it.
The psychological operation.
It was designed by
is
that.
just as big as COVID, in my opinion. Like what's going on right now with his ear is a primer event for something much bigger.
Well, yeah. Well, what they're gonna do now is they're gonna definitely make new laws. I heard that the feds. That the feds can listen to our phones probably now because of this.
The Noah Hyde laws are serious.
Listening to our phones since
They bring in like
they're gonna make it easier for them.
And it's all going to be brought in and ushered in under Trump because people are going to be just begging for Trump to return. And then when he returns, he's not going to be the Lord and Savior that you think he is. He's going to be just...
He's not a Lord and Savior. He is a human being, and he's flawed. And I understand that he did some things that I don't agree with. I don't agree with everything he's done.
I think that he's straight out of Hollywood. I think
all
that he's an
I know
actor.
is that I have never been this poor and in this much trouble with life in my entire life, and everything has been because of Biden.
But it has absolutely nothing to do.
Yeah, you can't blame it on Biden, on the president.
You know that.
No, I can blame it on Biden's policy.
There's a lot of people who believe that Biden's not even president, and he hasn't been.
Well,
that
you're
Trump's
right.
been
He's a
president the
puppet.
whole time, and that Biden is just an actor.
Neither one of these guys are smart enough to run a country. Think about it.
Wait. I need to correct myself. I mean,
Trump
Biden's
runs a factory or
administration,
something.
Trump
not
is
just
like
Biden.
Derek Zoolander, and most people have compared him to Zoolander. He even does like the blue steel
You really
look.
think Biden's been running this country this whole time? Like he's been making the decisions?
No, I literally just said the Biden administration.
Yeah, so like Trump has an administration too. So it's not really them who's doing it. It's the people above them that are running the government.
Well, no, Biden on the first day he like canceled out like 90% of Trump's executive orders. He got rid of the pipeline, which made our gas prices jump almost overnight. When Russia and Ukraine went to war, he sent trillions of dollars to Ukraine. Our gas prices jumped up to almost $4 a gallon. Now they're at $5.
Just because they get on the news, in the morning and they say, "Hey, the economy's doing well," or
I know,
"Hey,
they're
the
lying
economy's
100%.
doing bad." It really doesn't really matter what they say on the news. It depends on, do you have food in your fridge? Do you have?
And that's what I'm getting at.
Honestly,
I have
like,
never been like this in my life
It's
until
just like
Biden's
saying
policy.
we're going to win the Super Bowl. You know, it doesn't.
He sent trillions
actually,
to other
for
countries
people-
for wars
yeah, but
that
for
do not
people
affect us.
I live in a red state now, Sandy, and Trump is a Republican, and the benefits here are way, like, not even half of what they give in the blue state. So, like in actuality, for someone like collecting, someone who's disabled and all that, wouldn't Biden be better? Because he gives
No,
more.
it's not, because actually compared to
Trump-
Florida,
Trump's not helping the
Pennsylvania,
disabled
the blue
people.
state has less than what you have.
Republicans are honestly way horrible people. They don't take care of their health near as much as Democrats. Like they honestly they don't help out people who are in need near as
No,
much.
they don't
as,
care about nobody in my state.
kidding?
Like they give you give you enough to get by, but
they have no regard for homeless
it's
people.
not like what it was up
You know, I mean, I live in Portland, which is like one of the most liberal places in the world, and they're so community oriented here. Like people care about their neighbors, and you know, like I don't agree with a lot of their agenda, but at the same time, like I say, the right is no better. Like they're honestly like two wings of the same rotten bird.
I think we would be in exactly the same situation that we're in right now, regardless
Either
of
way.
who they said was president.
I don't think so, because I know Trump wouldn't have sent all that money overseas. He would not.
not
Well,
like-
first of all,
It's
I
not
don't
like that-
believe
it's not
the
like
Ukraine
Trump-
war would have happened. Period.
It's not like Trump gets in and says. It's not like Trump gets in and says, "Hey, I'm gonna make all these changes all of a sudden," and then like names off a whole bunch of things, and people actually listen to him. He gets in and they say, "Okay, here's your speech. Go read this in front of the camera. We'll take care of everything else." That's all.
I
he
mean,
does.
at least
You're
the
not
left.
listening to what I
at least
said. On
Biden
the
and
first
left
day,
are standing up for Palestine.
On the first day,
Unless they
Biden canceled the Keystone Pipeline, which
No,
would have
Biden
made
didn't do
gas
it.
prices even lower.
The
I agree,
government
Ray.
did.
It wasn't Biden.
It wasn't Biden that did it. It was under Biden's administration, but it was the government that passed it down that told Biden you have to do this.
That's
same
right.
same thing with Trump. They
And
don't
it wouldn't
decide.
matter who the monkey in charge was.
Yeah, they need to stay. They got him up there signing some stupid shit on camera. It means nothing. It's just a show. The whole world's a stage. It's just a show for us to make
not
it
a show for the people that
When
lost
you-
their
Oh,
jobs.
Biden signing something. Everybody clap. Oh, it's on the news. Big deal.
It's not about him signing something. It's what him signing something did.
That's why when you
Him
vote, you
signing
give
something made thousands of people
But
lose
what
their
I'm saying
jobs
is whether
overnight.
whether he signs that piece of paper on the news or not, the government is still gonna do that.
The exact same thing, no matter
The
what.
exact same
Well,
thing.
no,
it doesn't
if
matter.
Trump had-
They're
no,
just
if
making
Trump
it
had
official by
won-
putting them on the news. They're showing, oh
That
look,
wouldn't
whatever
have
we're
happened.
signing in is real. Look, it's on the news. He's signing it now. It's
Yeah,
official.
but if
It's how
Biden
they
wasn't
implement
sitting in
change.
that desk, it wouldn't have happened. It would have stayed
Trump
open.
Trumpers are
No, they
really
would have had it. They
Continue
would have.
building it. Those people would have had jobs, and our gas wouldn't
They
have
would
gone
have
up.
given it to the next president that was there and said, "Hey, you sign it."
The next president was going to be Trump, not it was
Or
Biden
somebody
and Trump.
else. It doesn't really
No.
matter if it's Biden,
No.
Trump, or
If
Malcolm
Trump
X. You know what I
not
mean?
the
It doesn't
elected
matter.
I don't see how you don't see that Biden on the first day signed a bunch of crap, which totally nullified everything Trump did.
But
He
they were,
scored
but
a
they had. But
$5,000
listen, on the
and
first day,
Americans got back
they had
on
that
track.
shit ready for him on the first day to sign. They were like, "Listen, it's
I'm
your first
not
day.
talking
Sign
about
this shit."
Biden. It's not about Biden. It's a fact that he signed it, and because he signed it, thousands of people lost their jobs. The Keystone Pipeline was canceled, which raised our gas prices.
But they were already planning on doing that anyway. They already had it ready.
They could
it doesn't
only
matter
have
if
done
he's.
it if Biden won.
Insanity of this world.
No,
like what's
they could have
happening
just
right
got
now?
someone else to do it. They would have
Yes,
done it
it's
anyway.
Trump's policy. It would have stayed in place.
He's not the only person in the world that would do that. Like they would just find someone else to do it. They'll just
Trump
pay someone
is
else
not
to do
going
it.
to cancel his own policy. It would,
Maybe
if
not Trump,
had
but-
won, it would have stayed in place.
But they'll just wait. They'll just wait. Then
Today.
they have all the time in the world. They'll just wait 10 years to get another president to do it. They'll do it eventually. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like they'll get
Right,
it
but
done.
what I'm
Whatever they
saying
want to
is-
do, they're gonna get it done.
What I'm saying is, though, if Trump had won, those policies would be in place, and
But
I
he
wouldn't be
didn't.
in this position
He
now.
didn't win. He let
didn't
them
win.
steal the election.
And allegedly he had people storm the White House, and he's still running. In what world would they let someone who had a big insurgent on the White House insurrection where people got
I don't
killed?
believe that's
I don't believe it either. But what I'm saying is, like if it was real, right, in a real world, right. If you were responsible for a riot that got a guard officer of the law,
He's not
hurt.
responsible. He said his exact words were to, well, not exact words.
yeah,
but, it
but
was
he's not
quiet.
responsible.
It
But
was
listen, he's not
peacefully-
responsible. But they did it because of him. So like, why would they ever let
No,
that
there were
person
FBI
run again?
agents in the crowd. It's been
We
proven.
know, but I'm saying like that's what
They're
they
the ones who incited that, not.
I just don't see how
I
you
know,
can-
but they shouldn't let him run again, even though that happened. They wouldn't let it happen again.
I mean, literally, the guards let people in and
Now,
gave them tours.
now he got shot in
because
the
it's
air
always staged,
a
because
few
it's
days, a
always
day before
staged.
the what was it, the Republican the convention the other day. So he got shot in the air like 2 days before the Republican convention.
And then he wore a little tiny My
That's
Pillow
to
on
attract attention to the Republican convention, so people would look at it.
I
Otherwise,
have
no
my
one's
own
going to pay
theory
attention.
on it, but I can't say it. I wrote it in the chat on my show, and YouTube took it down. so I can't even say it because I wrote it in the chat and it got taken down.
Right.
Like I say, it's all nonsense, and like just to participate in it, you're giving so much energy to this political circus.
That's what they want. Listen, when a politician shows up at your door, you should treat them as if it's a Jehovah's Witness or a Mormon showing up on your porch. Like they have this weird suit on. They're not from your neighborhood. They're not your people. They're showing up with like a suit on, just like a Mormon or a Jehovah's Witness, and they're like, "Hey, you want to get into the religion of politics? No, we're doing fine. We don't need the government. Go to your own neighborhood. Go to your own yard and pull this shit." See, around here it's stand your own ground, so it's a little bit different, but it's like, yeah, you don't go fucking around knocking on people's doors and shit with a clipboard. You get the fuck out of here. Serious?
I get that, but the reality of our country is there's one party that's going to win, and the one side is destroying it, and the other side, I lived great under it.
No, and that's why.
Don't tell me no. I know how I live.
Yeah, but that's probably just because you were doing better back then. It has nothing to do with.
No, I was doing better because food wasn't 3 times the price. I was doing better when I was driving because gas wasn't so expensive.
Gas is pretty cheap.
Everything was cheaper. That's why I was doing better.
A gallon mid-grade today. Like, that's super
$5 a gallon here. It's the highest in history.
Yeah, but other things
broke
probably
a record.
got
It's the highest in history.
It's give or take. If they put the gas up, they put something else down.
I mean, honestly,
nothing else is down. Everything's up. Trust me. Everything is 3 times as much as it used to be.
Such is life. It can't always be.
It's not such as life. This inflation is high as it's ever been.
Up and down. It gets good sometimes. Other times it's bad. You can't blame politicians for how it is.
You can, because they're the ones that make the laws that
Wow,
cost us stuff.
Morgan, member for 12 months. Morgan's been a member for a year, dude. That's a celebration.
It's
not.
not.
It is. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's fucking great. Morgan.
It's just something.
Watching all the clocks run backwards, slowly choking out my lungs, throwing all the stones around me until all that's left is one. Youth and age haunt me nightly until their master's work is done. Give to all just what they're asking, while sex and death is all flesh once. And while I've got angels all around me, lighting the fires that prevent from feeling. Send your waters inside me. Feel your spirit inside me again. A promised life won't climb and bind you. These cards taking all that's gold. Perspective curve my thought around you. Milk my blood until it turns. All depressed and leaves you thirsty. A start you call robots home. Our soul, our forging decisions fleeting until all have made their choice. While I've got angels all around me, lighting the fires that prevent from failing. Send your waters inside me. Feel your spirit inside me again.
All right, I just need 1 minute to speak my mind here because I'm getting really frustrated, and I
Okay,
just
go ahead,
need
Rasta.
to. I just need to.
Hold on. Let me get you full screen then. You're gonna speak.
All right.
Let it out, brother.
I just need to express my feelings here real quick because I honestly, like, I just got done talking about how this is one of the largest psychological operations being pulled right now since the towers, came down. And the man behind it, the one who's all in on it and is, sold out and pushing it, is Trump. And I can't stand to hear people then say that he's a good guy in any way. It's honestly disgusting at this point. Because
that's how I feel about Biden.
I don't know.
That's how I feel about Biden now. Exactly how you feel. That's how I feel about
I'm
Biden.
talking right now.
Politics gets people heated.
I don't need to be interrupted because I'm still talking. When I'm done talking, you can have the floor and you can express how much you love Trump. And
It's
how
not
much
about loving Trump. It's about hating communism, hating
And
Marxism, and hating
You
socialism.
can't keep interrupting me because I have the full screen right now. If you can see the screen, it's full screen and it's Rostabear right here, and I'm just expressing my feelings about the situation because I voted for Trump in 2016 because I really fell for the whole QAnon spell. For a while, I was a Q-tard, and so I was really hoping that the white hats were in control and that Trump was going after the deep state and going to pull Hillary out of the sewer and lock her up. Did he ever lock Hillary up? No.
Nope.
He never locked Hillary up, and in fact, he had a standing ovation for Bill and Hillary, the first opportunity they did when he was president. So he's a liar. He's a snake. He's a snake oil salesman. He is the father of the vaccine. He signed Project Warp Speed, which got the vaccine to us in warp speed time, where it would have taken so much time. And how many of our friends and family have died because of that? Even if there was just one that have died, that's too many. And the fact that he's more in bed with Israel than any other president and has pushed the genocide of the Palestinian people where they've leveled Palestine. If you've seen one or even multiple images of these children that have been dismembered and bombed, families that have just been pushed out of their homes.
On both sides.
You're still interrupting me. See, you can't let me just talk, and that's problematic because
because you're leaving out the fact that that's happening to children on the other side as well.
Me, though, and I'm still talking, and I don't like.
Because you are leaving out a fact
rude to
that
interrupt
children are being affected that way.
I have the
on
floor
the other
and I'm
side
talking,
as well.
so it's you can't keep interrupting me because just because you want to defend your Lord and Savior Trump.
Again, not my Lord and Savior.
I don't understand why you would want to interrupt me.
I'm interrupting you because you're not stating facts.
But still, you're interrupting me, and I can't be interrupted when I'm simply just expressing my feelings. It's my turn to talk. You've been on this show. I don't know how many hours you've been a part of it, but it's been going for almost 5 hours now. So I just joined a little while ago, and I deserve a few minutes to express my feelings on the situation because I believe I'm the one who brought it up in the first place because of how frustrated I am about how many people are disillusioned and believe that even a smidget of this event was real or things about it were real. It's insanity to me. And it makes me just want to rip the rest of my dreadlocks out of my hair, having to sit and listen to anyone defend Trump or say that he's any better than Biden. Because Biden, like I say, at least we know what we're getting with Biden, and he's a funny individual. He's like that grandpa character that sits at the table and tells these wild stories that are halfway true or we don't know, but it's still entertaining. Where Trump, he's just he's a disgusting individual. He's done a number of disgusting things. He's a felon. He's been convicted now of felonies, and that shouldn't be allowed. First off, but then honestly, this whole event fits perfectly into Trump's hands to help nominate him as the president. And you think that it's going to change things when in reality it's not, because we're on the precipice of World War III in so many different ways, and Trump and Putin are in such good standings that it's just going to pave the way for not only the finishing off of Ukraine and the Ukrainian people, where my youngest daughter, her mom is half Ukrainian, and I have a deep love for the Ukrainian people. I don't think it's right that, what's going on there. And so at least, Biden has given us a foot in the game there. And he stands for Palestine. against the atrocities that have happened in Palestine, and we cannot just ignore Palestine and the allegiance
And we
to
can't
Israel.
ignore the Jewish people either.
Yes, we can, because they're not the rightful heirs to Israel. Those are Khazarian tricksters who
I
took
want you
that
to go
land.
look at a map and look
interrupting
how
me.
much land Israel is compared to Palestine.
They
No.
took that land.
Go look
not,
at a
not
map.
rightful, they're not the rightful
They
12
want the
tribes of
annihilation
Israel. They're
of all
Khazarian
Jewish
tricksters.
people.
And
Isn't that
they
what
own the
Hitler wanted?
pornography industry, the pharmaceutical industry, all of the media
How do
is
you
talking
not
about them.
see that
The
Israel's like the size
entertainment
of
industry.
Philadelphia and
It's like-
Palestine is trying to kill everyone there?
What? No, yeah. See, honestly, I'm still talking, and I'll give you the
Yeah,
floor
because you're
back.
literally saying
I don't
something.
appreciate being interrupted.
Well, that's because you're literally supporting people who want to annihilate the entire group of people.
No, that's all lies you're being fed.
That's not lies.
Most of the Palestinians are, good-hearted people. They just want a place to
No,
exist.
some of the people are good, but some of them are not. And just like there are some good people
the
here,
majority
and
of
some are not.
Israelis, like, they sign rockets. They sign little love notes on their rockets and be like, "Look, we are, this is for you,
Did you see
Palestine."
what we put on our rockets during World War II?
Because they feel like they're fulfilling biblical prophecy. They want to rebuild the third temple over there and bring in the Mashiach, their version of their Lord and Savior. When in reality, the third temple, our bodies are the temple. We are the temple. That we don't need a physical place to worship in. We don't need to go to a temple to hold worship. We don't want to bring about the third temple. The book of Revelation was designed as a deep state playbook, and they're going by it chapter by chapter to basically usher in the Antichrist character, which there's not just one Antichrist. We all have the ability to bring the spirit of the Antichrist within each and one of us. When we don't live and walk in accordance to Christ, then we are basically doing the opposite of Christ, which is the Antichrist. And so, that being said, the Jewish people, they call Christ a common thief. They don't acknowledge Christ's divinity, where the Muslims, they put Christ in the same level as Muhammad, and they say, "Blessed be him." So it's like, which one is more Christ friendly? Is it the Jews that are in Israel?
I'm sorry. You're asking me a question. They are right.
I think
Hamas
he
went
froze.
under the ground and attacked Israel. Israel has a little tiny strip of land, and they have all this land.
No, they
and
don't. They
want
have
to
the
take the whole
United
thing.
States. Is the United States a little tiny strip of land because of all the dual citizenship? And like I say, like we put Israel before we put our nation.
No, I'm saying we shouldn't be involved in any of it at all. None of it. We should be involved in none of it.
Well, but we are.
But we shouldn't be.
Yeah, but if you elect Trump, then we're going to be even more than we
No,
would
we
ever
won't.
be.
Trump
under
got
Biden.
involved in no wars. No, we won't.
Because
I don't even believe there would be
we're
a
a proxy
Ukraine war
for
if Trump had
Israel.
been in
So
office.
therefore, we're involved in anything that Israel's got its dirty little hands in.
Again,
Especially
I don't think
under
we
Trump.
should be sending a single dollar across seas. Now, all that money should come back here.
Yeah,
we
but
should have
that's
sent no dollars to Ukraine, no dollars to Palestine, no dollars to Israel, and no dollars to Russia.
yeah, I agree. But see, if you support Trump, then you're going against what you just said.
No, I'm not.
How? How are you not? That's what Trump wants
Again,
to do.
if Trump was in office, I truly believe the Ukraine war would not even be a thing. I don't think Putin would have gone in at all. I don't think there would be a war. All of that money would be here. 100%.
But
100%.
it happened because
Trump
yeah,
got involved in 0 wars. He was president for 4 years. You're ignoring the 3 years.
But
before
that's what
COVID.
you're ignoring.
All
is
you talk about is COVID. all you talk about is 2020. You ignore 2017, 2018, 2019, how good things were in those years. Our gas was down to $2 a gallon. I looked it up. It was
Gas doesn't
54 in
matter.
December.
Like,
By February, we were at
remember, those are all,
something,
money's just,
and the following
money's
January, we were over
artificial.
$3 a gallon.
Our
Everything
money,
that Biden
our whole
did raised our
dollar
prices.
is based on nothing.
Or
you know, the
Biden's
Federal
administration,
Reserve
excuse me.
is what needs to be abolished because it's basically just the biggest Ponzi scheme of them all. And it's not something, you know, Trump hires all these people who, you know, are really just corrupted individuals to run all these different agencies, and then people just don't question any of it.
Are you serious? Most of the agencies are run by Democrats. Most of the agencies are run by Democrats.
Yeah, but like I say, this is just
Trump didn't hire. They're not Trump's people.
To talk about
that you
politics
just called
because
corrupt.
It's so dumb.
You just called the Democrats corrupt, not Trump's people, though.
They're both the same. I don't care. They're both the same. And until you acknowledge that, then I don't understand how you can consider yourself awake in any way or a truther, because like it's ignorance to not acknowledge the fact that they're all the same, and it doesn't matter one way or the other.
I can't acknowledge that because I see.
Then you're not awake and you're not a truther.
I see the left killing children. I see the left butchering children. I see the left brainwashing
They're
children.
both doing it. And like I say,
no, they are not. That is so not true. Tell me where the right supports abortion.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does, because that's killing children. For me,
I agree. I'm not in favor
of where
that.
The right is in favor of indoctrination of children when it comes to LGBTQ. Tell me where the right is in support of giving children hormone blockers, the same hormone blockers that get the sex offenders in prison. Tell me where the right does that.
It doesn't matter because they're both the same.
They're not the same.
It does not matter.
It's
going to happen. Evil is going to exist in this world because there's...
Of course it is. There's evil on both sides. But I'm telling you that under Trump, those things will not happen.
Yes, they will. He allowed them to happen just as much. Like, you know, like it's questionable, you know, like even like the, I don't even want to get into it, but it's just so nonsensical.
It was his administration.
We're in cuckoo la la land here.
His Supreme Court, the reverse Roe versus Wade.
No, these are all it's all dumb. It's all just a distraction to distract you from actually living and enjoying your life.
What you need to understand is it doesn't matter in the sense that there's a two-party system in the United States. Someone's going to be in control, and if someone's going to be in control, I don't want a Democrat.
It's a miserable existence to continue to blame a politician for your troubles in your life and to think that one side is going to make it any better than it already is. You're miserable because you don't live your life. You get too wrapped up into the whole thing of the news.
I am saying that one side,
and then you realize it doesn't matter which side is which.
Other.
It really doesn't.
One side is better than the other.
No, that's ignorance.
Yes,
it's like
not
Michael
ignorance.
Jackson would say. That's ignorance.
Facts.
That's ignorance.
Facts.
No, it's ignorant.
I literally just told you 3 things.
And it's all ignorant.
That the left is supporting the killing of children, the indoctrination of children, the butchering of children.
You're not acknowledging that.
The right does not do that.
Yes, because they participate in it. It's the same,
they don't. Oh my God!
Like I say, until
of course
there's
bad people that participated in it. Of course, people make bad decisions, but the policies of the right are not abortion, no LGBTQ in schools.
We know what each team represents, but it doesn't matter because they both play for the same organization. It's like basketball teams, right? They're different teams, but they all are under the guise of the NBA. Or football teams.
Diversity,
they're in different
inclusion,
states
that's
or whatever, but they're all under the NFL. So therefore, they all have to sign the contracts of the NFL. It's not
I would even go so far to say that 80% of the Democrats aren't even Democrats.
But they're still under the NFL. They're still Grabler football. It doesn't matter which ones. They're still under the Grabler guys, which is the Khazarian tricksters who run pretty much the whole world. Besides maybe a few countries who haven't brought into it, like Iran, which that now they're trying to say that Iran was the one behind the Eargate incident. And it's like, that's insanity. It's given us a ticket to go after Iran finally.
I love it, man. Eargate.
Yeah, Eargate. Yeah, I just made that up. I don't think anyone's used that yet.
Like I said, I can't say what I believe truly happened because
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your opinion on it because you can see that it's fake. And if it's anything other than that it's fake, then your opinion doesn't matter because it's not.
My opinion doesn't matter if I don't agree with you. That is the most Democrat thing I've heard you say tonight. My opinion matters just because
it matters to you.
Agree with it. It does
matter. It matters
matter
to you and other people who will actually listen to it and give you validation, but it doesn't make it right.
Validation.
You don't have facts or evidence.
I have a right. Yes, I do. I have a ton of facts. You just keep saying no to them, but they're facts. They're verifiable facts that I've said.
But if they were facts enough to verify it, then you would have something be on national.
Verifiable facts.
You'd be like, I've got the facts and this theory, but you said YouTube wouldn't even let you talk about it.
That is correct. They wouldn't let me say what I think about that event. That event, I wasn't allowed to say.
Stop secret.
It's interesting that I'm not allowed to say that, but you're allowed to say that it's fake.
You can't share it with everybody.
That's interesting to me. That's a point that's very interesting to me. That you guys can say it's fake, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake, and YouTube says that's okay. That's fine. Say it's fake, think it's fake. But what I said, what I think it really is, I was instantly censored, and that tells me I'm more right than you are. Because YouTube doesn't care what you say.
If you believe it, if you're gonna vote first off, then you're way not more right than me. Because
YouTube is more likely to censor things that are true. YouTube is more likely to censor things that are true.
So, let me mediate a little bit here. So, hold on. So, are not run by presidents. Governments are run by the Hegelian dialectic. And that's this right here.
Yeah, it's problem reaction solution. That's the basis of the Hegelian dialectic.
Let's go.
Now we get to Hegel's dialectic.
This guy, Hegel.
Hegel's dialectic is the most well-known area of his thought, but often misunderstood. And to be honest, it's very hard to explain. It's just hard to explain. Okay, so I'm going to do the best I can in a brief time period. So, okay, relations in classical philosophy, if you look at, say, Aristotle, how one thing relates to another thing, those are accidental qualities. What I mean by that is if a relation is an accidental quality, relations don't define what a thing is. That doesn't mean they're unimportant, but a thing retains its essence regardless of how it relates to another thing. Okay, so identities are found within things themselves, and relations are separate objects that really exist coming into contact with each other. They can change each other, for sure, but relations do not
for one
define
of my videos
what a
on
thing
Odyssey.
is. For Hegel, relations
actually came up. So,
we're not talking about external relations. We're not talking about just one object bumping into another object and relating to it. Instead, we are saying that how a thing relates to other things or how a person relates to other persons, those are actually essential to an essence or an identity. So how I relate to something defines who I am. So I am defined by my relations. And this makes sense within his monistic perspective, because all things are really one. So there are no just purely external relations, because we're all part of one unified thing in Hegel's view. So he would say that internal relations, so relations within things, make
often summarize thesis, antithesis, synthesis. That's what the governments are. So here we go. Is this the one I was looking for? Hold on, I've seen it somewhere. Well, the Hegelian dialectic.
Hegel looked at all important concepts in this
fact of Socrates, whom Hegel...
The idea is, isn't it, that Hegel put forward that the reason why we human beings...
Basically, they start the problem to get the solution they want. You know,
problem, reaction, solution.
Yeah. And the word government means mind control.
Yep. Govern and control the mind.
The word government actually means mind control. It is etymologically originated from the ancient Latin language. It splits into two words: governere, meaning to control, and mens or mentis, meaning mind. So government means to control the mind. Thank you.
All right, so that's where I'm going to leave it at, though, because I'm getting out of here. It's getting late. I'm going to bed. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Let's give a shout out. Joyce, Mario, Splatter, Rock, Morgan, Mr. Super Sidewinder, Jency, Twilight Nights, Mad Mac, Schwing, Joyce. Did I say Joyce already? I don't know. Yeah, what's up, Tobin? Alright, I don't know. I'm getting out of here. I'm tired. I've had enough. It was a great show, though. Great stream. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And, peace.
We don't need your acceptance. We don't want your care and blessings now. True Kings is a sure investment. We want you to know you can't stop us now. Your futile attempts are just pathetic. Try if you want, but you can't top our style.
They tryna come at me, try to attack me, wanna bug zap me. Ain't made in no factory. If it ain't True Kings, you buyin' the crap meat.
What am I supposed to do with this? It's so redonkulous the way I maneuver this shit. People expected us to put out manure and shit, so I would just give up and move and just quit.
Nobody ever circumnavigated Earth, north to south or south to north.
Either which way you traveling, and where's the curve? There is no curve, you babbling. I go from happy to mad again. I'm as happy as Happy Madison. Whatever happened to Judge Judy's gaveling? See a boat go over the horizon, zoom in and bring it back again. You can see there's no curve even with half a brain.
We don't need your acceptance. We don't want your care and blessings now. True Kings is a sure investment. We want you to know that you can't stop us now. Your futile attempts are just pathetic. Try if you want, but you can't top our style.
Earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, now what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, now tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Earth is flat, What you gonna do about it? I thought you knew about it. Would you rather do without it? The earth's the center, the sun and moon moves around it like a clock. Can you hit a moving target with a rocket? I'm not hard to get along with, just take a bong hit. Do you serve up any content? The stars are constant. You want a consolation for it? It makes me vomit. We never do get hit by comments. I know you want it, just leave another useless comment. NASA lost it. The earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? Earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, what you do about it? The earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, what you gonna do about it? The earth is flat, now tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. Tell me what you think you're gonna do about it. You know it's flat. And there is a bunch of us. The globe is munching on a bunch of snuffleupagus. You think it's cute? Then why not cuddle up with us? We know it's flat. Why you making such a fuss? My supper was the fucking best. That's just because the earth is flat. It hit me like an uppercut to the nuts. The earth is flat and there's nothing you can do. The earth is flat and there's nothing you can do. There's a Russian with the crew. Don't forget to brush after your food. Asteroids and asteroids too. The earth is flat and there's nothing you can do. The earth is flat, there's nothing you can do about it. The earth is flat, there's nothing you can do about it. The earth is flat, there's nothing you can do about it. The earth is flat, there's nothing you can do about it. The earth is flat, there's nothing you can do about it. What you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. What you gonna do about it? The earth is flat. It's fucking flat. The earth is fucking flat. The earth is fucking flat. The earth is fucking flat.
It feels like we're in hell. I guess you people just don't know me very well. Everything I got, I earned it and I built it for myself. I didn't make this rap for you, I do it for my health. In the prison well, so I live my life by the same rules I live by in the prison cell. I tried to hurt my mom, and I wish him well in the wishing well. That miss is on a mission to put you under the witch's spell. She's the arbiter of wrenches. She's eating shit for breakfast. Every time you see her go the other way, she's reckless. He's the truth among guru. Now you know who's who. And by the way, I think you and your streams are doo-doo. She's the arbiter of wrenches. She's eating shit for breakfast. Every time you see her go the other way, she's reckless. He's the truth among guru. Now you know who's who. And by the way, I think you and your streams are doo-doo. That just ripped open my crown chakra. In high school, my nickname was the Clown Doctor. Cause I used to walk around town talking to all the people nodding out around Boston. I've been noticing a lot of people around me lately. Some real friends and some are faking. I put them to the test of Ray. I see them stressed for days. But let's behave, I'll never let you get the best of me. I better do this in sections. I'm smoking the champagne breakfast for breakfast. I'm reckless, but you don't want to test this. I'll put it on your checklist. At night my legs are restless. My rhymes are infectious. I strive for perfection, but I'm so lost I gotta stop and get driving directions. I sing a Santa-loon in the afternoon after school. I'm asking you for more nasty food and a napkin too. You wanna try and lock me out? Don't talk about. You better wash your mouth. I'm a true king down south. She's the arbiter of wrenches, eating shit for breakfast. Every time you see her go the other way, she's reckless. He's the truth among guru. Now you know who's who. And by the way, I think your streams are doo-doo. She's the arbiter of wrenches, eating shit for breakfast. Every time you see her go the other way, she's reckless. He's the truth among guru. Now you know who's who. And by the way, I think your streams are doo-doo.
I don't need no ring check out my bat, Lucille. Hurt your feelings? Yeah, I probably will. The truth really hurts when you like to pretend. Getting banned is a blessing when you know your true friend. Some say it's all shitty when you're up in the city. Yet I like to look around and everything's pretty. I guess I must prefer the nitty and the gritty. Everything's good, don't you know that it's pretty? I said, hey, about to come and spit the next verse. Leave you off in the hearse. Everything is Fred Durst and your Limp Bizkit ain't got nothing to say when I come back through on the truth relay. Yo, cause that's all that I know. I'm gonna spit this rhyme like the hip-hop flow. I like to freestyle a little bit and let it go, because that's when I really like your head to blow. But I don't even need to blow your head clear. I'm just aiming for your ear, because you know it's here. And what you wanna do, like Trump knew it's true, it's all fake. Don't you know that it's great? You're cooking up a steak, well I'm a vegetarian. Going to the church, let me tell you that it's Morrigan. Cause the monster in the parking lot is gonna have to go, because I'm gonna spit it so hard. Like it or not, it's just what I do. Let me spit it for you. Come back now and let you know that it's true. Let's try it again. Yo, two-time warriors, yeah, the true kings. Yeah, you know you watch Late Night Live, the joy it brings. When you're tuned into the channel, people can't get another. That's why they want to keep trying to imitate. Don't you know it's great? Everything we do now, yeah, we serve it on the plate.